All right, guys, welcome to Been Wondering.
Bingo.
Been Wondering. I've actually been excited about this. So we've been doing the podcast for a while now, but Been Wondering is kind of fresh. It's not really been around that long. But even before we started to do the Saturday night podcast, I wanted to have Steve, my friend Bashy, on from Bashy Aquatics. We talked about it when I first started podcasting.
Oh yeah,
but you're like, I don't like podcasts.
I hate cameras. That's all.
No, there's no cameras here. No one's even watching, man. Yeah. Trust me. There's only like 3 people on any house, so don't even worry about it. No one listens to this.
When I come on, it's
just
bad.
My brother.
Just a bunch of controversy.
Yeah, we have Noah on tonight so that he can
stir the pot a little bit.
He'll say some racial things and some like bigotry and all kinds of other stuff. So regardless,
pretty much.
Steve, you obviously run Bashy Aquatics, or is that what the
That's
official?
the main, Ultimate Aquariums and Bashy Aquatics.
Right.
Exactly.
So first off, I want to give you a little bit of an overview. Yeah, Jay, pull up some shit.
You know,
you can see the dope shit that Steve does here. I mean, you are.
I know this one.
Yeah, that's a Reptarium. So obviously, this is the type of stuff that you do. You're really into. You can do anything with acrylic / whatever, but life support is kind of you kind of innovated that world, right?
Changed it. I think we changed it completely 12 years ago. Just added a lot of art. Made it art.
Right.
You know, we took a clear box and we made it something to show off, and it just took it to levels it's never seen type thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and that's the thing. I've known
everybody does it. It's like normal now.
Well, yeah, it's innovation, and then people.
Now every other company does the same.
Yeah, exactly. It's wild because if you think about it, I mean, back when I was into the fish world, I mean, stuff like that you would tuck away underneath a cabinet. No one wanted to see it. Now you're seeing this. It's part of the thing. You want to see this amazing art. So
it's the engine. It's the engine of the car type thing.
Yeah, and you make some crazy stuff, and I mean, you can see what we're scrolling through here, just the ridiculous
this
stuff
is crazy.
I know
all this stuff. Look at this thing.
I like the one that you can just like walk.
Is this the one that the shark is in? By the way,
yeah. There's 2 black tips in there. That's actually Mark Z Real Estate. He's my boy. That's a 3,500 gallon tank.
That's badass.
Yeah, that's right. And Novi.
Yeah, and you can see the bottom of that. Can you pull that out?
Yeah.
You can see the bottom of that. Like, that's all that life support that used to be hidden.
Open. Exactly.
Yeah, that used to be hidden. Like, that was the dirty, the redheaded stepchild until you came around. Now it's like you want to see that. It's almost like, it reminds me a little bit of like microbreweries, right?
Oh, yeah.
Whereas like back in the day, like you brewed, in the back room. Now, like, now you got these big copper
stainless.
things.
It looks
beautiful.
sweet. They're piped sweet, and everybody likes to look at them.
Yeah.
For sure.
So
awesome.
we'll back up for a second here, and let's talk about how we met.
Long time ago.
It was a long time ago.
I was like,
you were a wee little lad, and I always think it's interesting because I worked at a pet shop called Best Pets.
Pet Vendor.
Pet Vendor. Yeah, it was Pet Vendor 2 at the time. Then before it turned to Best Pets. Yeah, exactly. And you were, how old were you? I don't even know how old you were.
10, 11, 12. I don't know, somewhere around there.
I know I hated you when you came. I'd be like, oh, here comes Steve again. No, but you came in every single day.
Every day.
But it was great because, to be honest with you, we opened up. So just so people know, there was a pet shop called the Pet Vendor 1 that I worked at that was super busy.
Yep.
And so they decided to open up a second one, and they made me the manager. And that place was dead. I mean, there were a lot of times, where it'd be me and Steve, or Steve and I should say. And we were in there for hours by ourselves, like no one else in the entire place.
Awesome.
For hours. But you would literally come in right after school.
Yeah, just walk there.
And you would be there
30 miles I walked every day.
30
Up
miles.
and down
Through
snow.
Yeah, he actually lived in Chicago, but he still came every day.
That's crazy.
Didn't care. But you would come in and literally we would hang out, and I mean, we probably never had one actual serious conversation.
Well, I was 13.
I could go in jail for that nowadays.
How old were you?
I was like 16, 17.
But to me, you're
40.
crazy old.
Yeah. And I still
When
am.
you're 13, though, and somebody's 17, 18, it's a big deal.
No, that is true.
Long blonde. I was like, this guy's a rock star.
I was a rock star, yeah.
Crushing.
I didn't wear it back in a ponytail back in the days.
It was just crazy.
Yeah, it was literally down to my ass. It was
super death metal.
Yeah, super. Yeah. I was like freaking a rock star in my own mind. But it was funny because you'd come in, and the thing that was always funny, it was legitimately funny, was you were just a fucking nutcase. I mean, you were
just
always
crazy about fish. Like walking into a fish store to me was like the greatest thing. I walk in and I'm just looking at fish, looking at water. Anything underwater just blew my mind, and I just never just almost like an addiction.
Yeah.
And that was the
Interesting.
closest place.
Yeah.
You know, I'd walk a mile every day, you know, every day or whatever, and
Yeah.
just walk in and see what's new and talk and learn
That's
as
so
much as I
sick.
could. And
Yeah. Well, I didn't teach you anything. I'm sure of
No,
that.
no.
I
got
trust me.
stupider when I
Yeah. yeah. It's like, what is that fish?
I got to
don't
go
know,
read a
man.
book now. This Brian guy.
Yeah. I definitely put you down the wrong path. But
Because you were all snakes in your
yeah,
base.
I was
That
about. I was.
early on.
Yeah, I was all about reptiles.
Yeah.
I like the fish though. I
Yeah.
mean, at one time I think I had. I mean, a lot of people don't know this. We had like 9 or 10 fish tanks
Oh wow.
at one
crazy.
point. Yeah, so we kept discus and angelfish
Oh, yeah, it was
and
my favorite thing,
arowanas and stuff like that. So we had a lot of stuff back in the day. But so I was always passionate, and we've talked about putting some fish down in the VIP green room.
Oh yeah.
That is getting done today. As a matter of
I
fact,
had to do
we're
one of
working
those circle ones that you can walk around.
on circle ones. Yeah,
Cylinder tank.
Bingo.
cylinder tank. Yeah,
I like
Little
that.
cylinder
But-
tank.
But so we, I find it interesting that, like, again,
I couldn't
we
even
being
afford a
s-
fish tank then.
Yeah, right.
There was no, you know, it was, you know what I mean? That's what's crazy. I'd
Yeah.
go there to see fish because I couldn't even afford a fish tank.
yeah,
at the
and now
house.
you have a
build it.
legitimately one of the most sick places I've ever been in my life. Because not only how big is it?
A little over 18,000 square
18,000 square foot. And the thing that people have to understand about this, it's like not at all what you would think about a place that's building.
Manufacturer. Yeah.
Manufacturing. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
it is pristine. Like every single thing has a spec. You have TVs on every 4 inches of wall. There's a TV.
It's all walls. It's all.
Yeah,
It's
it's
just
all
TV.
TVs. You have a giant 20-foot shark out
Oh,
front
yeah,
or
yeah.
something.
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
Which
yeah.
is
We
so
made it through.
sick.
Yep.
Yeah, backlit shark. I mean, you
That's
like so
sweet.
when you do things, I think that's what set your business apart though. Is you're all about doing things so pro that it's ridiculous.
It's just my personality is extreme. Everything I
Right.
do is extreme, and I just kind of everything I do is kind of like 11. You know.
Yeah.
And there's
But you could just go to 10.
yeah, but
Make 10 louder.
Yeah. Make 10 louder, man.
Make 10 louder.
it just translates in everything. You know, the filter, everything just has to be kind of extreme. And
Yeah.
either you like it or you don't. You know, and that's the type of thing. And you do the same thing.
Well, that's exactly it. I mean, we're
Yeah,
we're
that's
cut
why we
from the
get
same
along. Yeah,
cut
exactly,
from the
same.
same cloth, and that's what I was saying. Though I think it's ironic that like we're both we knew each other since
Yeah.
teenagers, and
Oh, yeah.
and like I became whatever I did with the
Yeah.
reptile world, and you became what you did, and it all started from this little teeny tiny
In Madison
1,000
Heights.
square foot
Madison Heights, right?
pet shop in Madison Heights.
There must
so-
have been something in there, like something in the air ducts or something. Was just
Yeah, it's
black
like- yeah,
and
it's
you
just
Probably
like-
black
yeah,
mold
yeah, it's like-
power.
yeah.
Some virus.
Yeah, oh,
Intelligent
gosh.
virus. You know?
Yeah,
That's fucking awesome, though.
But then the best part I liked about it was a couple years later, this was the reason I really started liking Steve is he started working at the Little Caesars. That was a couple
Oh,
years down.
damn. So he had the hookup, bro. He had the hookup.
You guys, so
I knew this
Jay,
was gonna come up.
Jay,
I
you
knew
guys had something in common. Did you guys know, Jay, that you guys had that in common?
No, I didn't know that you worked at Little Caesars too, dude. I used to manage one in Jersey, bro.
2 years, man. Universal Mall.
2
Yeah.
years too, bro.
Oh,
Straight up.
Universal Mall.
I'd go to high school at Lanphier High in Madison
Yeah.
Heights. I'd get off school. I'd walk literally straight to work and work till 8 or whatever. And
Yeah. I'd always go over and get some crazy bread.
yeah,
You
or
know,
I'd
what I
drop
mean?
it off.
Yeah, that's
on the
right.
way
You, a lot
home,
of times you'd just
I'd
be like
drop off
delivery.
pizza.
Oh man.
Oh
It
man,
was
that was the
great.
best part of my day. We had a Baskin Robbins right next
Oh,
to
yeah,
the Little
yeah.
Caesars, and damn, it's amazing I wasn't like 350 pounds at that
Awesome.
job, man. I had that high metabolism like Noah.
I think
Yeah,
your,
yeah.
I think your hair absorbed all the calories.
Yeah,
Yeah, it just
exactly.
grew
Yeah.
to his hair.
was
Each
just-
bread.
yeah, every time I ate a piece of bread. But no, it was those were cool times, man. I mean, it was
Thinking about it now, it is insane.
yeah.
It is insane.
Yeah.
Coming from that and where we are now, and kind of separated for a while, and then
Yeah, because there was
boom,
a
we're right back.
number of years that we didn't. Yeah, I didn't even know what you were doing.
No.
Like
And
I had no
I'd
idea.
see you in Chicago. You'd be at a rep show in like
Yeah.
Schaumburg or something,
Yeah.
and I'd be at a fish show or something,
Yeah.
and it's just we kind of cross paths
Yeah,
here and
yeah.
there, and then we're right back to kind of.
I know. Well, it's super.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's super cool. And like I
It's a
said, I
journey.
was blown away when you when I went to your place for the first time. I was like, holy! I mean, like you've been right? No.
I've been multiple times.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
I thought-
awesome.
Oh, that's right. We've been to the Lions games together. Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll talk about
yeah.
the Lions a little bit here in a little
Slayer
bit too.
concert.
Yeah, I was gonna say you
Slayer.
guys went to a Slayer concert together.
And
That's
your-
cool.
Yeah,
And
we've
your-
been to a bunch of Slayer concerts
All
together.
of
Yeah,
them.
yeah. All of the Slayer concerts together. Everyone they've ever done.
Everyone.
Yeah, that's another person that we're definitely going to try to get on the podcast here at some
Carrie.
point is Carrie,
That's
So
always
sweet.
been the weirdest part of me, like looking at your life, is it seems like everything that you love, like you kind of just follow and then it comes towards you, like it
Right.
comes to you, just
Right.
like Slayer and just like Snakes. Like
Yeah.
Why is Slayer like? Why are you friends with them? It doesn't make sense how
is
it's
so weird.
possible.
It is weird because I was 13 years old and I paid for front row tickets to the Slayer concert at the Rochester's
awesome,
Music,
though.
like whatever it was,
Crazy.
and so I'm like front row, paid all this money watching Slayer,
Yeah.
and then then years later I'm like
Those
going
probably
out
gotta be the
hanging
best
out with
concerts.
Carrie like at the
know.
bar,
Yep.
like
It's
just,
like a dream.
yeah,
like
it's wild.
weird that it's actually reality, though. It's awesome.
Well, I think that's reality of our whole life has been that way, where it just kind of, for whatever reason, like you said, the energy of the universe is out there and it just kind of comes in and stuff like that. But it's, but yeah, so we ended up reconnecting, obviously, and that was before you did anything, obviously now you've done our gator tank, you've done our fish spas,
Yeah, that was
you've
cool.
done, and we'll talk a little bit more about 3.0 because that's a big one for us. But I know there was a period of time where you were really considering opening up a public aquarium as
Oh,
well.
yeah.
I mean, is that
We've
still on
talked
your mind?
about
doing it,
hybriding,
yeah.
do a wet side and a dry, almost like something that's never been done before.
Yeah.
And to our extreme level, something
Yeah.
I think the
That'd be
public
so sick.
would lose their mind,
Yeah.
It's just putting our two worlds together
Yeah.
and just making something insane. And I think anything's still possible.
Yeah. Well, I've talked about it. I think that in the actual city of Detroit is where it would be good. Like in downtown Detroit, having a building that is like maybe 40, 50,000 square foot, and like you said, have this huge aquarium that goes into a reptarium type of thing. I that's like so right now I'm doing like, obviously just finished 2.0, working on 3.0 plans now. I think that 4.0 could potentially be something here, but could also be something like me and
bigger
you do
version of it.
together,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
some
Dude,
cool
we
thing.
got to make that happen. That's
Yeah.
so sick.
I mean, public aquariums are so popular. There's such a
Yeah.
landmark in every
Yeah.
city with Shed Aquarium and Georgia Aquarium,
Yeah.
all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
In Detroit,
Yeah, we have
just hasn't
Sea Life.
hit it,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, we have
Yeah.
Sea Life, but that's not really. That's an hour
Yeah.
away from Detroit, number
and
one.
it's kind of a little different, It's more
It's not its
such a-
own aquarium.
Yeah.
Like it's a
Yeah, I know.
chain.
Definitely.
I know that the Detroit Zoo was trying to raise $100 million to do a public aquarium in St. Clair Shores on Lake St. Clair, but I believe that did not happen.
Gotcha.
And the timing wasn't exactly the best for that either. Like that's not the best time to open up a public aquarium. But obviously we have friends with we're friends with the guys from Seaquest and stuff like that, and they have 13 locations across the country, and I think all but 2 are open now, but to very limited numbers. So you can only imagine having these. What they were doing was they were going in and taking over the Sears stores.
wow.
So 30,000 square foot Sears stores, because Sears all shut down.
Yep.
They were going into malls, taking them over, putting about $5 million into a build out into an aquarium, and then they were putting anywhere from 300,000 to 700,000 people a year through the door, and all of a sudden just bang, done, shut down.
Insane.
At one point, all of them were shut. I think all of them were shut down for like 3 months. Yeah,
Just because of all this.
yeah, because of COVID.
COVID.
And then now I think they said, I talked to my buddy from Seaquest not long. I think that all of them are open except for 2. But even so, they all have like 25% limitations.
it's
So
gotta suck.
you're talking about, it's funny. We've been to Sean at Columbus Zoos, down to Columbus Zoo. And I was talking to Sean about July. And he had said that on a normal day in July, they would do about 30,000 people. And they were only able to put 1,800 people through.
Whoa.
So
That's huge.
gives
It's
you an
gotta
idea.
hurt. It's gotta.
It's gotta
You know,
hurt. It's
a couple
gotta
weeks of it hurts, but several months.
Yeah.
Backbreaking. For
Get a couple orca whales, and then people
That's what I'm
start coming.
Well, it's not a matter of starting
Great
to come.
whites.
It's that people couldn't, like, that's their maximum. They can't put more than 18.
Yeah.
That's like their
Oh,
limit
what?
because they're only allowed so many people per hour.
Yeah.
So like they can sell tickets much like we do here at the Reptarium, but it only adds up to 1,800 people in a day. That's all they can
What
fit
is it
in.
here now? Like, what's all the
At the
restrictions here?
Reptarium, here's 25% capacity.
Gotcha.
So we do 25%. We do a little less than 25%. We do about 20% capacity right now.
And then somebody leaves, somebody can come.
No,
in
so
type
we
thing.
sell. What we did was we pivoted from like, hey, you walk in, at 5 o'clock when we open, or 4 o'clock when you open, you walk in and you pay your $10 and you can stay all night. To now it's an hour. You get 1
Oh, I
hour. So we
gotcha.
wristband people for an hour. At the end of the hour, they're out, and then the next group is in. Now you can bowl in multiple
you physically
hours.
Push them out.
We
of the time?
literally usually grab them by
Taser.
You have a slingshot that hooks up to the front door.
Catholic style, right?
I hope
from
you
the
had a
air.
good time, and then we'd baton them to death.
Yeah, in the
throw 'em
parking lot.
out in the no. Most people, every now and then, you'll find someone it's like 20 after their hour, and you'll go, hey, that's an orange wristband. You're not supposed to still be here. But people are always pretty nice about it. If you go up and just say, I'm so sorry, we're limited.
It sucks for everybody. It's not like it.
Yeah, we don't want to be limited.
For them.
We don't want to be limited. But we pivoted to that, and we pretty much sell out almost every hour.
Sweet.
I mean, I think there's been in the last. I guess we're about 3.5 months open now. Maybe a little more than 3.5 months.
Yeah.
I think there's only been maybe 4 hours we haven't sold out
Gotcha.
in the whole time. So it works out well. But yeah, I mean, but we were talking before. What's interesting, like you're busy as shit, right?
8 days a week.
8 days.
8 days a week.
Damn, man.
That's
He turns it to 11.
My
and
calendar
8 days.
looks so weird.
Yeah, 37
like
days.
Something days.
Yeah, 37 days in the month.
Yeah.
That's where the
It's still
holidays
March.
aren't lining
I'm
up,
still
man.
in March.
Yeah, you're still in March.
So we're not-
But so why do you think that is? I mean, why do you think you're busy and then other people are dying?
I think what I do is so different. It's such a niche,
Right.
where it just wasn't affected at all, you
Right.
know. And I got lucky. I got, you just don't know, and I didn't know then. I shut down for like a week.
Oh, you did shut down.
We did, that initial shutdown where
Yeah.
everybody was, that initial, whenever it was, March, early April. So we just shut down because just didn't know what was going to happen. I mean, I thought I was going to sleep at the shop. I literally have a bed.
I thought the same
the
thing here.
shop.
I thought the same thing here.
I moved a
honestly.
bed there. I literally shipped like $500 of protein bars at my shop.
Wow, holy cow.
Because I don't
Like
eat
I would
normal.
just eat protein
I
bars.
was like, if I got to live here for a month, I'm going to live here from.
Dude, I said the same thing because
I didn't care.
we were thinking like if you were out on the street, they were going to net you or something like that.
That's when it was like nobody knew what was going on.
Yeah.
And then we later found out, obviously, if you own the building, you were allowed to drive
travel back and forth.
So I didn't know that. Nobody knew what was going on. So I just literally put a bed there, and I thought, well, I'm just gonna live here. I got fish there, corals and all that stuff. So someone's got to take care of them, and so we shut down for about a week, and then nothing kind of happened, and we slowed down for just that week, and then almost literally overnight, someone hit a switch, and we went right to crazy busy.
Right, crazy busy.
And I gave my guys an option. I said, hey, we have work. If you want to come to work, it's here. If you don't, I understand. It's cool. You know, I didn't. There's no. But they were like, hell yeah, we want to come to work, man.
Yeah.
So if they got kids, they're like, hell yeah, we want to come to
Yeah,
work.
like, get the hell away from
for
the-
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll sleep there if you don't mind.
Yeah,
We'll
they
sleep
see that bed? Can we all sleep in that
We're
bed?
good, yeah. So, so we just got slammed, and it literally has not stopped. It's like we are busier than we ever have been, and I just think maybe people are home.
Yeah, so they got they want to set up tanks.
Yeah, so
and-
they spend more time looking at their aquarium. It's almost like the winter. We're normally busier in the winter because in the summertime people are outside, boats, gardening, just outside. You're ignoring some of the interior stuff, and it just kind of flip flop. You know, the summer was the winter for a lot of regular people, you know, type thing.
Yeah, and it is interesting to wonder what like the winter will be, right?
That's what we
don't
know.
I mean,
no clue.
like we don't know what's gonna happen after that.
And those stimmy checks.
Yeah, the stimmy checks
get a
probably
little
help too.
stimmy.
Yeah, people are like, oh yeah, that's good, let's do it.
A little, what is that?
People get
Unemployment?
Yeah, they
You're
had
like
not only that
stacking
unemployment, but
up,
then there was
baby.
that for a while. There was that $600 a week on top of it.
I kind of forget about that.
Yeah, so it was like
some people are
$900
making more money than
A lot more money,
People
too.
were like,
They
yeah, I
didn't go
usually
back
make
to work because of that.
Like an
it's
extra
like, yeah.
50%.
And so now you
That
can
was crazy.
afford a little aquarium.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is weird. We were the same way at BHB. We
So
literally
fun.
had like,
Seriously, they're buying shit they would never.
Yeah, I know. They're
normally
like,
buy.
fuck it. They
You know?
got all this money.
yeah. Well, we were like that at BHB where it was like legitimately like the busiest
Yeah, what were
time.
sales there?
I mean, like 300% increases.
It's the same thing.
Yeah,
It was
300%
exactly-
increases at BHB. And, so really everything we did, all our businesses were thriving with the exception of the Reptarium that shut
course.
down, and we were shut completely. We did, pivot to virtual tours, but it wasn't the same.
We talked about that. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't the same. And it wasn't like we were at least covering our bills basically, but it wasn't like we were making money and it was a little bit difficult. But I think, when you started, I know you originally started like servicing tanks, right?
Oh, that's Ultimate Aquariums, I think I started 17 years ago. It was just custom aquarium design, setups, and installation out of my house.
Right.
That was it. I just kind of blew that up to one of the biggest in Michigan, type thing. And then I get bored easy, and I basically just didn't like filters. All the filters that were available, all the life support systems were just junk. I was always modifying them or changing them, blah, blah, blah. And then I just said, you know what, I'm just going to make my own, but I only made them for my clients.
Right.
So it was just for me.
Right.
Just for my guy, if I did it, I just built everything.
Yeah, right.
And then other maintenance companies started hearing about it, stores started seeing them, started asking, to build.
Hey, wait a second.
Hey, what's this?
Those are
Who
pretty
made
dope,
this?
yeah.
And it was, so I started making them from them. And I started, I was like, man, I'm literally building all this stuff in my living room. Like my living room was a shop.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Jigs and horses and all the seahorses.
Seahorse. You had seahorses in your living room?
Just helping me glue.
Oh shit!
Awesome. Those guys, no hands. They're just like, how do you do it?
Yeah. You only want the male ones, though. You
so
don't want the female seahorses.
It just got out of hand. Then I finally leased out my first building in Clinton Township.
Right.
1,600 square foot. Like, that's a major step.
Yeah.
You're scared.
Step,
You're like, holy shit. So it's got that, and it seemed huge. I was like, what am I going to do with all this? This is massive. And within like a year and a half, you couldn't even budge in there. And we're still just selling in Michigan. I didn't advertise. There was no advertising. There was no. And then end up leasing a building in Royal Oak, which was like 9,000 square feet.
Oh, so that was a big jump.
Huge.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous. And it was like a football field. And
wow.
I was like, this is.
Yeah, before you know it's full.
But I try to do that. I try to go, kind of puts pressure on you.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I think I just do better under pressure. So
sure.
I like to put as much weight on the bar as possible and just go for it. And less than 4 years after, you couldn't move in there.
Yeah.
But then we were shipping all over the world, literally within just years, and Tanked show and all that stuff.
Well, that was the thing. I know you were building stuff for Tanked. So so how did that come about?
We see them at trade shows once in a while, and they just approach me. I never really chase anything. They just it was Brett approached me. I've known him before that,
Right, yeah.
And he saw some of the stuff we were doing, so I made him like a custom skimmer, and I lasered their logo in it, and I lasered their faces in it.
Oh wow!
So I did stuff for them. They've never even couldn't imagine. They just didn't. They didn't even know what they were getting.
Right.
That's kind of another thing I do. I don't really let anybody design anything for me.
Right. Yeah, you're doing it.
I just do it, and then literally they don't even know what they're getting sometimes until I open up the box.
Yeah, and then they get blown away.
And they just that's kind of
exceed expectations.
That's it. You just do so that started with that. I sent them something. They couldn't believe it. And next thing you know, we're doing jobs together. It was on, the show Tanked a bunch of times. I did a lot of, but they were using my stuff on just personal, because they were setting up tanks besides Tank.
Oh, sure. Yeah. What's the deal with those guys now? I know they had some issues. I mean,
tough one, man. I don't even know 100%. Once that went down, I just left it alone because I didn't feel like being another person to bother them. Yeah. Because I know they were going through some bad, some rough times, I would say. And I'm going to reach out to Brett and Wade soon and just kind of see where they're at.
Yeah, see what they're at. Yeah, I think what happens is a lot. I mean, you saw that happen with American. That was quick. Yeah, it was. Well, you saw that same thing happen with American Chopper, man. Though, right?
Yeah,
Like, I mean, you're on the top. You've got this hit show. Sales are great. You're expanding. You're doing all this stuff, and then all of a sudden the wheels just go.
Literally,
you're in bankruptcy, and your wife left you, and it's like
they already had 2 more years.
Damn. Yeah.
Animal. They already going for 2 more years on Animal Planet. I was at me and Tanya Tanya and I were at in Vegas at a trade show, Magna.
Yeah.
And we were just hanging out with Brett at his house, just watching Michigan State football, believe it or not. Wow. And we were one of the shows was setting up a reef tank in Brett's house.
Okay.
And he was going to fly me there. I was going to be on the show and record it and all that kind of stuff. And they're already put on for 2 more years. And a few months later, it's like you see a mugshot.
Yeah.
And then they're done. And I was like, oh my God, this is just
And that's what happens with TV. I mean, I tell people all the time, the network has zero loyalty to you. As soon as you are a liability, you are cut.
Oh yeah. Dude.
We had a friend that had a show on Discovery Channel, and he ended up getting in some trouble, with animal issues.
Yeah.
And he ended up
eating them.
Yeah, he ended up going to jail. Actually, he ended up going to jail for a year, and they literally not only cut his show obviously they're going to cut his show, but they like scrubbed their site of his. Because like right now, you could still go on Discovery Channel, believe it or not, and search Venom Hunters, and our show is still on there. No, it's not sweet. It's terrible. I wish I've been calling this. Can you take that off? Like, I'm going to jail. Take it off.
Sue them.
Trust me, I'm.
They still
I'm a criminal.
show Tanked on their YouTube channel because
Sure.
it's crazy popular.
Sure.
I mean, it's just a family show, you know.
But you know what happens is when the network gets to a point where they can't be embarrassed or
Sponsors
they can't be and they just say we're done. You know, because advertisers go, well, we don't want to have our advertisement on a show.
Bad Choice Noah's channel.
Bad choice Noah. Trust me, dude.
They can't have that.
Can't have it.
We're hoping for like Trojan or something like that to sponsor.
Michelob Ultra or something like that.
Midnight Bullet or something.
Yeah, something. Yeah,
Manscaped can probably get you.
Manscaped maybe might be good, but
KY.
all the wholesome stuff like HelloFresh we do and great time.
Like, not happening.
Like not interested in Noah. Sorry.
I would not do Manscaped. There's only one reason.
Why?
Because I see the ads on Instagram, and they're
All
it's
the
always
time.
the same guy that did it one time, and now he's always in my face saying, "Your balls will never look so good."
You're like,
so like
Stop
now
talking about my nuts.
Yeah, he's just talking about balls. That's all he's
It is
known
so
for
weird.
now.
It is so weird.
We
watching
talked about it with Jay and I talked about it like, you know, why aren't we getting a Manscaped?
Yeah.
But it would be a very hard brand deal to do.
No way, dude.
You know
He's
what I
so
mean?
good, bro.
I mean, I think you could do it funny, but it's so
You have you pop out from behind a bush, tired of peeing through the bushes, mate. Like, you know what I'm saying, dude? Like, dude, it'd be so good, bro.
It's like the Adventures of Pussy Hunter.
Yeah.
You know, something like
Your
that.
sloth might get a
Yeah.
get a sponsor for that.
Yeah. Did you know I was going to do a web series called The Adventures of Pussy Hunter?
No, I know.
It was going to be about hunting feral cats. It was going to be and what happened was this whole brainchild started when we were in Florida.
Always.
And I was out to eat in St. Augustine. And we had just been to the St. Augustine Gator Farm. And by the way, the Haunted, which we're going to have. Did you know about this?
No.
he doesn't
October
know anything.
31st, Halloween. We have the
We don't know anything, dude.
No.
we have the
Two founders from the
Great Lakes
No. It's
Motor
Detroit
City.
Motor City.
Detroit Motor City Paranormal Group.
Yep, they're
The
coming.
founders of that.
Founders of a made-up group.
No,
No, it's not
well,
made up group.
but
They're
no.
No, I'm just
paranormal.
joking. It sounded like so crazy.
No.
Sorry,
It's-
I'm just
so it's
joking.
really cool. But anyway, so
Yeah, sounds great.
I digressed. So I had went to the St. Augustine Lighthouse that's very haunted.
Yeah.
And we went out to dinner after that, and there were all these feral cats. I mean, like hundreds of them. And so we were just sitting around, and we started talking about like we should do this web series called The Adventures of Pussy Hunter.
Dude, that's so
and
good.
about
It would be so stupid.
But it was so stupid.
Yeah.
That was the whole idea.
It'd actually
But
be probably insanely popular.
Yeah,
Oh,
we-
yes,
we
it
thought
would,
be,
dude.
but
I'm
maybe
sure
we'll still
there's-
do it.
Yeah, like I'm sure each state has different feral pussy. Like, you know what I mean?
Um,
Like
well-
they probably.
Those in different area codes.
Yeah, like they
yeah,
probably
yeah.
act different. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Where's
I'm
this
not
going?
Sure. Yeah, I don't know where it's going. It's not going anywhere good though. But yeah. So, anyways,
Pussy channel.
So the Manscaped thing, I don't know if I'd be able to do. I'm not sure. Maybe. I mean,
That's where that all
need to
started
see
from.
it.
I forgot.
yeah, that's where it all. See how I brought it back. I brought it back
It'd
right.
just
around.
have to be your spin on it. You'd have to somehow make it work. you
Yeah.
know?
Well, we did.
Dollar Shave.
Dollar Shave for a long
Okay.
time, and that was a really fun time until they cut us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
How does that work? Yeah, they approach you obviously, and then
Yeah, they
just-
approach us, and then we worked with them for about 2 years.
Yeah.
and then we had that was the weird thing was we had a contract through the whole year, and like the first quarter of the first year, they just contacted said, "I'm sorry, we're just going to have to stop. The numbers don't make sense anymore."
it could be
and that
something
was
with
just-
them, dude. Too.
Yeah, well, it
You
was
don't
just
have
like
no clue.
HelloFresh. We had a deal with HelloFresh
Yeah.
for 12 months this year, and then COVID hit, and you would think like HelloFresh would be amazing.
Slamming, yeah.
But what was happening was they were having problems getting deliveries. So their business kind of crashed. So they cut all their brand deals. Now we've ended up picking up. We just did a HelloFresh, and we're doing some more the rest of the year. But yeah, that's again, that's business stuff we don't need to get
Yep.
into.
It never ends. It's one to the next, one
Exactly.
to the next.
Yeah. It's
okay.
so. Speaking of business, I talked about 3.0. And we talked a little bit about these swim tanks that I want to do. I don't, listen, I'm like, I see the vision of these tanks and the cool enclosures and people being able to swim in it. But what is, are you going to be able to help me with this filter? Like, what the hell am I doing on the filtration
life support
side?
wise, for me, it's easy.
It's
for
easy.
Sure. So
for me, it seems impossible.
Yeah, no, that shouldn't be a problem at all. I mean, that's
like,
what
do you do? This is like 20,000 gallon. I don't even know how big.
Everything is just bigger and crazier. It's a public aquarium type size. We've done public aquarium stuff before too. So it's.
Did you do Mystic? Is that what
we did? Some work for Mystic. We did the entire jellyfish exhibit at Maritime.
Oh, Maritime, gotcha.
Yeah,
Yep,
that was a huge project, several months, and I flew out there a few times, and we did the whole thing, all the filters, the tanks, the whole shebang.
I talked to you about jellies once, and you said that they're really tough.
They're tough. They're so sweet. I mean, they're just amazing.
So
the off factor is
yeah,
but they're tough. They're high maintenance. You know, they are what they are, but they're worth it. I think.
Yeah,
you know? I think
because I've thought about doing like a couple jelly tanks in the new place.
Everybody loves jelly. Who doesn't like a jelly? They're just
mesmerizing.
Yeah,
because I wanted
insane.
So the basement of 3.0 will be mainly aquatics, almost all aquatic stuff.
We talked about it.
Yeah, and because I want to have like touch tanks with starfish and all kinds of stuff like that.
Stingrays.
Yeah, yes,
The stingers.
Yes. No. We want
Right
stingers.
on your heart.
More stingers.
Put the tail right on your heart.
Oh God. Hopefully the Irwins aren't watching.
Sponsored by Irwin.
Sponsored by Croc Hunter.
Yeah.
I love that bad.
Touch tanks are sweet.
Bad choice.
Yeah.
Too soon? Is it too soon?
No,
Too late.
No,
Too
no.
late.
Yeah, no. I love Steve. You guys know that.
Never too soon.
The Irwins are amazing. But yeah, so I still can't envision. I mean, so again, take me through the process here because I don't understand anything. I mean, like, what does a filter look like on a tank like that? Is a skimmer? By the way, I got to talk to you afterwards about. I still don't know how to use our fish spots. Like, I'm not sure I've got everything even plugged in.
I'll have to look at it after.
Yeah, because I'm not even sure. I mean, it looks
some
beautiful.
Some stuff stays unplugged, and some stuff you just
like
use
forever.
when
You
it's
just
needed.
leave it unplugged forever. It's just there forever.
You have to like look at the tanks. If they're doing well, then it's not. But if
Oh.
something's wrong, you might need to add carbon. There's a carbon filter on there.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah, there's a separate filter that's just.
So let me tell you a quick story. I hate to sell you this, but so up until we've been open now. Well, we were closed for obviously 3.5 months, but so say altogether we've been open 3.5 months.
Yeah.
We just figured out that you have to clean those little socks like 3 weeks ago. I'm like, wow, what the heck is that? I'm like, wow, these are really, really dirty.
Yeah, these are bad.
Yeah, these are bad.
Yeah, those socks are on the alligator filter
Right.
too.
Yeah. I just had never. Once I put that seat on that tank, it was over. There's no filtration there at all.
Look at that.
There's no
3 steps of
filtration.
filtration, dude. We're good.
We wanted the filter in the basement if we could, but it just wasn't.
Was that all like why we were getting all the toe fungus complaints?
Yeah.
No, there's no toe fungus
No.
complaints. We have.
I think a lot of people
so
are complaining about TOVID.
Yeah.
Yo, get out of here, bro.
COVID-19. All right. Damn, man, that was a good one.
That was a real solid joke, bro.
That Jay, I know you appreciate that, Jay, because Jay's a witty guy. Like
Wordplay
that.
is my
He's a
favorite.
wordplay, but yeah. So I still don't really even know how that filter works.
It's simple. It looks crazy, and I think
it does. Yeah.
I think I make them look crazy just for me, but they're pretty simple. It's easy. I'll float you.
Well, I still am like confused about our gator tank. We've had that for 2 years.
Yeah,
like 2 years.
Clearly okay, I guess. Right?
It has
2
been,
years.
and trust me, it's done very well.
The key is giving it a flood every once in a while.
Oh yeah.
That
You
usually
like a couple times?
Just leave the hose on, take a nap.
Take a nap.
Well, we've got a guy that does that every week, so we're good. We're good to go. At least once a week. We love Bruce. If you watch, we love you.
We do love
but,
you so much.
The best thing is 110% water changes. When
When it's already at 40%.
Yeah.
Well,
give it your
what
all.
Bruce does is when he's like say fish spa.
Fish spa.
So he'll like take out like 10 gallons or whatever.
Of course.
And then he goes and he fills the bucket, but then he walks away from the hose.
course.
And then like half hour or so goes by. And I walk
someone's
in
like,
and there's like a 3/4 of an inch of water all over the entire reptarium. And
I had to bring my kayak to work the other day, dude.
Done it
yeah,
100
it's,
times.
It's just
but
good for
that
the
happens at least
filtration.
once a week. That's what keeps the humidity up in the,
Yeah,
in the
it feels
building.
perfect.
You don't need a mist
Perfect.
system. Yeah.
Well, I have a
The black mold issue is the problem.
I have a koi pond in my basement, Pondzilla.
Oh, who doesn't?
It's normal, right?
Yeah, who doesn't?
So it's 5,000 gallon, believe it or not.
In your basement.
God, bro.
Your basement.
It's insane.
There's got to be a
It's
pic of
insane.
this somewhere.
Holy
Oh yeah.
shit.
So
Dude, that's awesome.
I'm doing water changes in a 5,000 gallon tank. It's
Yeah,
like
it takes a while.
1,000 gallons, right?
Takes a while.
This is when I first installed it. It was like 10, 11 years ago. It was at night because I don't sleep. So it was like 1 in the morning. I needed to put the hose in, just a regular hose, fill it up. It's filling. I literally just lay down on the couch down there.
Oh no,
I'm not kidding. Woke up. I don't even know
and you're
when.
floating.
No. I just woke up and I just got up and went up the stairs and went to sleep.
Oh my god!
I woke up the next morning.
Oh
No.
wow!
Like,
so that 5,000 gallons was more like 20,000
yeah,
gallons.
it was the koi were like.
Yeah, they're just like they're swimming up the stairs by that point.
Fucking couches
they were
going up.
upstairs in my kitchen. I was like, what? He's making popcorn.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So that flooded the whole basement. It was like,
Oh
it
my
was a
gosh! So
disaster.
what is a 5,000 gallon? So the thing that's nice here is that when we have all this water, we have everything cement. You know, there's no floor joists. There's no everything's cinder block ceilings and all that stuff. So I mean, what does your 5,000 gallon koi pond do?
It's above ground type thing, you know.
But does it do anything to your like joist for upstairs? Is like
Well, it's in the basement.
right. So but doesn't it like the humidity go so high in your basement?
I had to think it through. I redid all the HVAC stuff.
Oh, so you're
I'm removing air every time the furnace turns on, or the AC. It removes air from the basement.
Yeah, air exchangers.
Removes the humidity and blows it upstairs. So I have that constant. So I had to redo. Yeah, because it would have ruined the house.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I mean, I would have thought like your floor joists are going to fall apart.
It would be you'd have mold and you'd have all that stuff. So it's good.
So you got a 5,000 gallon koi pond in your basement. What else do you have in your house?
Well, they're empty now because I literally work so much. Most of my tanks at the house are just empty tanks.
Oh my gosh.
I have 10,000 gallons at my shop now, I don't want to go home and play with fish.
It's like me
anymore.
not keeping reptiles at
No,
home.
I mean, think a plumber, you know, it goes home to a leaky faucet, you know.
Yeah,
like,
plus he's so tired because he's been banging all his people.
Clients.
Banging all the
all
clients.
that butt crack. you know
Yeah,
what I
all
mean?
that
Laying
butt crack is
pipe.
a lot, yeah.
But I had a 2,000 gallon shark tank at the house.
Wow.
750 gallon tank in the kitchen. And a spacarium, which is a tank that
Spacarium? What the fuck is a
yeah.
spacarium?
You got to look
Enlighten
it up.
me, bro.
You got to look it up.
Jake, can you
Look it
pull
up.
up a spacarium,
They
please?
stopped making them. This is the sweetest tank.
You made them?
No, I wish they were made in Canada. Hey, I know that band.
Ooh. Oh, curse. We're going to talk about that a little bit too.
But it's aquarium. You'd love it. It hangs from the ceiling.
Hangs from the
It's literally
ceiling.
suspended.
What?
You won't
This is
check
what
it
I
out.
need.
Oh no way, dude! Is this
Is
this it?
What?
Something like this,
That's it.
Wow.
dude? That's badass. That's totally up my alley.
So that is crazy.
It
Like, how
literally-
can it support all that weight?
I'm
That's
telling
insane.
you, it's engineered. So it's if you saw it, you'd understand. But that's the whole point. Is that when you look at it, is you don't understand.
Yeah, you don't understand.
That's
yeah.
so sick, dude.
So it's
A
I have
spacarium,
Space
so you
area.
have
They were
one.
made in Canada. They went out of business. And I was the only dealer in the Mid East type thing here. I used to
Mid-East?
install them in the Middle East.
Yeah, in the Middle East. We're going down that path again.
I got 10 in Baghdad. They pay with gold. It's so weird.
Oh my gosh, nice.
But so I'm gonna actually put one at my shop.
Oh,
so
you got
I
to.
have one. I'm gonna hang in the coral room.
Right.
And I've had one of those at the shop at my house. So it's pretty crazy. It's pretty extreme. I had 8,000 gallons inside my house at one time.
Oh my gosh, that's insane.
It was nuts. So
Yeah,
a lot of water.
that's a lot of water.
Come home and just.
Yeah.
But it was great. I love it.
So now I know you have a hyacinth macaw.
Oh yeah, that's my
Wait,
boy.
what? Really?
Yeah, he has a hyacinth. Is that
Dude,
ridiculous?
That's the blue
sick.
one, right?
At the
That's
shop?
blue one, yeah.
No, at my house.
Okay, okay.
Dre. He's the
Dr. Dre.
best.
The
Yeah.
boy.
He's a good.
Yeah.
He's a good rapper.
He's actually a rapper. He does a lot of battle rapping with other birds.
With other birds,
Yeah.
fucking parakeets, freaking sparrows all around your windows.
He just bitch slaps them.
Yeah. Those are badass birds, though. I mean, they are.
That's my dream bird
yeah,
right there.
that's,
Man.
yeah.
It's I've had macaws and African grays and I've had a lot of birds since I was young, but the hyacinth is just a different level. I can't explain it,
it's
man.
different level, like intelligence, or
Yes, it's
Really?
like a little person.
like
I mean, I've had other macaws, and it's just I can't explain it. You know, I take a bullet for that bird. Like,
Damn,
holy shit.
It's just a little
Jake,
human.
can you pull up a picture of a hyacinth macaw?
Yeah,
I don't know if you
they're
can
great.
spell that. I can't
I'll figure it
spell
out.
I can't spell it. I saw Anthony was struggling hardcore
Oh,
trying to spell
dude.
stuff the other day.
Hey,
He's
that's
like
a hard
me. Yeah,
one. That's a tough
hyacinth's a
one,
tough
man.
one though. Hyacinth. Oh, it's like, you're pulling up the wrong.
You typed in
Ah,
high.
hey, it worked, man.
Yeah.
So,
Keep
uh,
laughing.
How sweet is that?
Yeah, so those are the hyacinth macaws. They're definitely the pinnacle of all of the
Damn, these things are sick.
macaws for sure.
For sure.
And I know I told you the story about one time that I got offered one for free, and I
Which
turned
is
it down,
insane,
which is
yeah.
like the stupidest thing I've ever done in my
For
entire
sure,
life. I still
for sure.
regret that decision every day of my life.
So beautiful.
Well, you got to get on a list sometimes with these breeders to even. They almost interview you to even
Right.
sell you one now. 'cause
sell you
some
one.
are
Oh, really?
endangered, and you have to
heard
wait
it's-
sometimes 2-3 years to even get one.
Wow.
Yeah, it's harder to adopt one of those than a fucking child.
Yeah, you get a child. Yeah. They
Super
give those
easy.
away.
Yeah,
Oh,
super
man.
easy.
Cheap.
Crazy.
I would too.
Yeah. So it's
Crazy.
I'm still kind of baffled how like the transition for you went from like
Male
servicing
to female.
tanks to from man to female. And then all of a sudden you like how did you do that as far as like, all right, so people were all of a sudden thinking, God, these life support things are cool. These filters are cool. I mean that there's got to be a huge transition from just like, oh, I'm making stuff in my living room to doing it. Because now you're like laser cutting.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know.
It's to the top level. Yeah, we have CNC machines, laser machines, and ovens, and a million routers, and all these. You know, it's slow. I mean, and no one ever taught me how to do it. So I made a lot of mistakes. I made a lot of bad filters before I made good ones. You know, I didn't really look on YouTube. I just didn't care. I just kind of did what I thought was right, and it just, you get better.
Right.
You know, if you do something all day, every day, you just get better.
Right.
You know, and then you find your own way to do it, and that's really it. It's pretty crazy.
Now, is there like
and we're still trying, still growing, you know.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you, is that, you know, obviously you changed the game. Now everyone's kind of, you know, imitated you, which is what happens. So what is there the next level? I mean, do you have that in the works?
There's just new designs. I mean, there's stuff I'm working on now that will come out next year. You know, there's always different series. It's almost like a car, like a Corvette or whatever. You know, there's always, the automotive companies are always kind of come out with the next car, and they're always copying each other. And so I'm always thinking of new crazy stuff that I keep on the down low. And the good thing now, I get to test it and build it, and look at it, and then kind of dissect it. And there's always the next level, always.
How many foot spas have you sold since you've done the Reptarian?
Oh, like 600.
600 foot spas.
Easy.
I think that you could market those.
That's
probably
the first
like
one I built, man.
Like, could you imagine if
cool.
maybe you do like a mini, like 1 foot, you know, just barely fits in,
just
and sell them to homes,
just
like, you know, self-home mini spas.
We could do
I
that.
think we could do it. I think we could market that, you know,
sweet.
because I will say people love
Tovid
that.
21.
Tovid 21.
Tovid
Oh my
21.
gosh, yeah. Could you imagine? But we seriously, every single person, not every person, but people love that.
That's cool.
That foot spa.
That was a fun build, because it was like you just let me do whatever I wanted to do.
Yeah, I didn't even know what
you
it was.
didn't know what the hell you were getting.
I had no idea.
It came too, for the most part.
No, I just saw it. I was like, oh, that's cool. And I remember you. So you always fuck with me really bad. So like, of course, when you sent them to me, it had the paper on it, the acrylic paper on it, you know, like the protected or whatever. So I like take all the acrylic paper off when I mount it. And he walks in, and he's like,
I remember this.
He's like, you're like, oh my God, you took the paper off. And he's like, I'm going to have to rebuild the whole thing now. And he goes, and I go, are you serious? He's like, yeah, no, seriously, if that paper isn't on, I can't plumb it. It's completely, I got to start over. And literally, I was freaking out, man. I was freaking
Your
out.
face, I was like, oh, I got him.
We had to open in like a day, bro. We had to open the next day.
Yeah, I think the next day we were opening. Yeah, it's like,
Dude, it was so funny.
Yeah,
Your
literally
face was like, oh my God.
I know. It's almost like the same thing as the sloth, right? It's like everything is like last minute. And I was talking to Stuart down at Universal Rocks, who's building the tree for the sloth room, and he's like, you know, what's your timeline on this? I'm
You're like tomorrow.
I'm like, well, can you get it to me like next week? You know, like,
I know they're busy because they build stuff for me too.
Yeah.
I know Tom Hudson over there, and they're great, but they're slammed too, man.
that's what he said. He said they're super, super busy. He says
I talk to Tom every week, man.
Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Ask him how the cats
Tom
are
is
next
good.
time.
Yeah, how the cats are that he hates. Tom hates the cats, but he plays with them all.
Yeah,
day
I was
long,
like,
you
dude,
know?
he's always
And
coming
he
over.
feeds them, and he's always
like buying
Tom's
food
actually
for
a great
him.
guy.
I love Tom.
I love Tom. I love Stuart. They're great people. I mean, two completely radically different people.
Totally.
Yeah, I mean, Stuart's the creative kind of.
They need each other though.
Oh my God, yeah, because without Stuart, Tom would be a mess. Without Tom, Stuart would be a mess. You know, because Stuart is the creative genius, madman. And Tom is the engineering type guy, you know, make it happen type guy. So,
when is the sloth coming? What's going on?
What's going on?
Well, so I literally the kind of clog in the wheel here is Stuart.
Gotcha.
Well, as soon as Stuart gets me the trees in the walls, we will be good to go. So we had we have this cool company called Centec. And so first off, we're changing obviously the massage room into the sloth room.
Yeah.
And so Jay, not Jay here, our other Jay, flew down to Florida to meet Drogo the sloth.
Sweet.
And before we bought it, so he spent a day with it. Yes, good to go. And so I've got all this design plans for the sloth room, and going to rock out the wall, going to put a tree in the middle.
What environment is it? Is it very specific?
Yeah, it's relatively specific. They obviously like trees. They want it to be about 50 to 70% humidity. You do have to have a hot spot, so similar to a reptile, quite frankly, like 90, 95 hot spot, 80, 82 cool spot, almost exactly like you'd set up a reptile tank. So it's
a huge version of that.
Yeah, so it's very, the care itself of the animal is different, obviously, and we're always going to take that into, as a matter of fact, my initial thoughts of the sloth to now are radically different.
Yeah.
When I originally thought about getting a sloth, I wanted everyone to be able to hold it.
Yeah, we talked about
stuff.
that.
Now no one's holding the sloth, right? I mean, the only person that's holding the sloth is either me or Jay,
and me,
and you, and Noah, and Lori, and Bruce, and Jessica, everyone else, and anyone else that comes to the reptarium. No. Truth is that we realize that's just too much stress on the animal. So we can, and what you got to remember is that I get jaded sometimes where I get to do so much cool stuff. I think like if I went to go visit a sloth and couldn't hold it, it wouldn't be cool.
Yeah.
But to a normal person, if you can stand next to it and pet it,
100%.
That's an awesome experience.
Sure.
So that's what people are going to get here. They're going to be able to go. They're going to be able to feed it. They're going to be able to pet it. But we're going to keep the stress down and stuff like that. But anyways, point is that Jay comes back from Florida, and we agreed this is the sloth for us. So we bought it, and we talked about timeline of getting it and all that other stuff. And we've been talking with the USDA, obviously, filling out permits and all that stuff.
There's got to be a lot more involved behind the scenes.
There's a lot of stuff that goes on. Thankfully, the USDA inspector has been amazing.
Sweet.
I mean, amazing. So, but the one thing that I just completely am an idiot on is Jay looks and goes, well, what are we going to do with the ceiling? The ceiling is a drop ceiling. Well, obviously, the sloth is just going to go right through that drop ceiling. It's going to just rip the ceiling down. Yeah. And I was like,
slowly.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, very slowly.
Yeah.
So anyway, I reached out to my friends from a company called Centec, and they're coming out and making like a really pro ceiling, like a cage ceiling that they're going to put in. So it'll be dropped about a foot. That way we can put the heat lamp above the ceiling and all that other stuff. Humidifier above the ceiling.
You're taking out the drop ceiling.
We're not even going to take out the drop ceiling. The drop ceiling will be up there. It's just we'll have a 1
won't be
foot
accessible.
Right, won't be accessible. It'll be like a cage, but a really you would love this because it's going to be like oxidized steel, like PVC, grading,
real modern industrial.
This is what I told the guys when they were out here yesterday. And I said, this is what I want from you. I want people to walk in and be so mesmerized by your ceiling, they forget there's a sloth in the room.
That's sick. Don't even put the sloth in there.
Yeah,
just
don't even need it. Just there's the ceiling. Yeah. No one will even notice because it's just like, oh my God, that ceiling is so amazing.
It's amazing.
So,
$10.
I think we're about a week away from the ceiling being, or the caging unit being put in the ceiling. Then we're going to just wait on Stuart. And as soon as that's done, we talked to the USDA inspector yesterday. And he gave us the go-ahead to get the sloth before the permits were back.
Crazy.
The only thing we can't do is we can't display it.
Yeah.
So, we're going to have to now.
You can advertise it, though, and all that stuff, or whatever?
We can do anything we want. We can have it on the video. We can do all that type of stuff.
Just not to the public.
But where the window is, that we've got to cover the window.
Yep.
So people can't see the sloth until we actually have the permits. So, but we have a drain going in, next week as well. A drain will go in. So I think we're 3 weeks away.
So what's the process of getting the sloth here?
We're gonna. It's a good question.
Uber or something.
Uber it up. Yeah. It's a good question. We were talking about that. I'm going to acquiesce to the owner of the sloth, who has multiple sloths down, and she also has a zoo down there.
You just buy a plane ticket, right? Like
no. We're going to drive it. We're going to drive
it.
We're going to drive it. But I just don't know I don't know if we go into a dog kennel or I'm not sure. I wasn't
sure if you were going to pick it up or you'd.
Yeah, she does not want to ship it. She does not want it to go on a plane.
Yeah.
The stress, she thought it was, although I think a 20-hour drive isn't going to be exactly, but maybe the fact that it's going to be with humans and not be stuffed away
in a van or something. I'm sure.
They we'll be with it and doing we'll be able to give it water, food, all that other stuff for the entire trip. So, but she was pretty emphatical about us driving it back, and I'm fine with that. So we're going to drive down. She'll give us all of the things.
I was in Dallas, and the only time I saw a sloth 2 inches from me was the Dallas Aquarium.
The World Aquarium?
Yeah. So
they got that 3-toed sloth.
But it's wide open.
Mm-hmm.
Like, It was weird.
We were there. Yeah, we have film of it. Yeah,
you just walk up to it, and people were they feeding it, or I forgot if they were feeding it or not.
Yeah, I was giving it hot beef jerky.
Yeah,
yeah.
I gave him a slice of pizza. Just ate it so slow.
I was just feeding it sloth meat.
Yeah,
sloth meat. Yeah,
this tastes familiar.
What is this? What is it?
But I thought the same thing. I was like, God, it's just, to me, it looked stressful.
Yeah, but it's obviously a knot, and the one they have there
because it was
like,
nonstop people. Like,
yeah.
Right there.
Well, that's my whole point, is that some people get weird. Like, it is weird. Like, people will think like reptiles are okay to do whatever you want. Yeah. But now that you get a sloth, I've already gotten hatred. You know, like people like, you're just a selfish bastard for getting this sloth. It's not a pet. Number one, we're not getting it as a pet. Yeah. You know, we're getting it as a zoo exhibit. But
you're always going to get those.
But I've not only talked to, but I've been around a tremendous amount of sloths in my life. And I've talked to every person I know that has dealt with sloths in the last year and how to take care of them and what we should do. And they really, you know, yeah, you can stress them out.
For sure.
But if you do the right thing, like you said, the Dallas World Aquarium has them literally, and this is the thing I don't understand, is that it's not even in a cage.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what's crazy.
So I don't know how the humidity and heat and everything else is working for that animal, because it's literally just like on a branch.
I'm assuming it's 7 days a week. Does it get a break, a vacation?
I think I think it lives on those branches all the time, just like kind of like koalas.
You literally raised 2 children.
Yeah.
Like, fine. Why are people worried?
I don't know about fine, but look at
I mean, look at me.
Yeah.
You watch
it turned out really good.
Yeah,
one turned out good.
And then Jade's fucked up.
Look at Jade.
No, that is true. You know, I think humans are, you know, probably more difficult than
it's not
sloths.
like
and a sloth, and they're worried. Like,
it's not like you're not going to do your research. And I mean, people just
we have. I mean, I know.
I've
read so much and talked so much about sloth. I'm almost don't want it now. I'm sick of it already.
And you wouldn't do it, I don't think, if it was a liability or if it's not doable.
No. And that's the other reason why we've decided not to have people hold, is because it is a little bit of a liability. Yeah. Those things will bite the hell out of you. You know, and even though this one's docile,
insurance would be
you never know. When a bite from a sloth is a pretty serious bite. It's not like, you know, a bite from a snake.
Yeah. What are their teeth looking like?
I mean, it's pretty savage. I don't even know if you can punch this up, Jay.
Is there any videos on sloth attacks?
Sloth attacks. It's got to be. Yeah,
I've seen a 5-minute one the other day.
And that was just that was just one. That was just them thinking about it. Let's go sloth teeth.
Yeah,
sloth teeth.
Wonder what they look at. Oh yeah, wow, look at that. Oh look at he looks just like.
So this is exactly what they look like.
Crazy.
See that can't even be.
Here's a good example.
Yeah, so there's your teeth.
Like bear teeth.
Yeah, those teeth are not something you want to get bit by.
Yeah, no.
Unless you're into that type of thing.
Yeah, that thing is so cute, man.
Bite fetish.
Oh, dude. Do you think that I could put that in a shark tank?
Yes.
Sharks
they can
below
swim.
And them. I have heard they can swim well.
Yeah, so we'll take them over to 3.0.
3.0 would be
oh my god.
Oh, swim with a sloth.
Swim with a sloth. Oh my god. Oh, there's another picture of like a guy opening its mouth. I wonder what that looks like. Yeah, it kind of gives you a little bit of an idea of that one. Looks like there might be some teeth issues though.
Yeah.
Maybe they're like
a dentist.
Yeah, like
eating too much candy.
A sloth dentist.
These
faces are
yeah, they are ridiculous.
Hey, hi guys.
That's the one you got.
That's mine.
Just ready to rock.
He's a special one. I got a special sloth, special ed sloth.
Oh shit!
Special ed sloth.
You got a special ed sloth, son and sloth
with an F. SLOF.
Is this down to the bottom left, Jay? Is that an actual skeleton of a sloth?
I don't know, dude.
No way.
This might be though.
This is why. Look at right there. This is why they don't make good pets.
Shit.
Right there.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, man.
So don't get a sloth as a pet.
Or not.
I don't know. Where do you draw the line between what's a pet and what's a zoo? You know what I mean?
Man.
Like you know what I mean? Like in a way it's a weird line, right? Like I mean we really
it's gonna end up being a pet.
Yeah, it's my everything in this place is a pet.
Yeah.
In a way, but it's like we're kind of a zoo. So there's that like and I think that's kind of like Steve Irwin made a zoo because he just wanted a pet.
Yeah, it's
just
all
like
his
pets, you know.
Exactly. It's just like the comfortable way to do these things. Like you got a business and stuff. So I mean, I guess the word would be excuse. Like you got the perfect excuse for these pets.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Which, by the way, guys,
turn a hobby into a business, and it's really just your hobby at the end of the day.
It's always it's always a hobby. Yeah, I mean, it's always it's yeah. By the way, guys, if anyone does have any super chats, let us know if you've got something going on for Steve or aquatics or anything your thing. Do we have anything yet?
Yeah, we got one. Mike.
Hey, Mike, what's up, man?
He's back in the building. He says, "Hey, sup, guys? Listening in while doing some cage maintenance. Hope everyone is well." Steve Do you have a preferred method to start or cycle a fresh tank? Dead shrimp, food? ?
Oh, good job.
There's a lot of ways now. There's artificial
chemicals,
ways.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, there's chemicals now that are live bacteria. Dr. Tim in California, a good buddy of mine, he actually patented. He has literally live bacteria in a bottle type thing, but it's legit. It's not stuff that was like snake oil 20 years ago where it's just junk. But
like Fritz.
you could do that. It's not the
fish tank starter. You put this in there.
You know what I mean? Just flat, but there's that way if you had to, but the best method is always going to be the slower method, which is introduce a couple fish, hardy fish, feed them every other day, and just let the biological filter do its thing. And it takes like 6-8 weeks, but
it is crazy.
But there's good chemicals now that literally you can drop in and put.
Well, that's what we did in the
away.
fish tank.
Yeah,
you brought that.
Yeah,
Dr. Tim's. Yeah, you brought that.
That's it.
Yeah, you brought that over, and you put it in. And we put the feet fish in there, and they lived.
It just establishes the filter instantly.
Yeah,
so it kind of ages a tank overnight type thing.
Yeah,
so
but it is strange how and Jay has seen this, and Noah's seen it too. How every enclosure, it's frustrating because you set this beautiful tank up, you fill it up with water, it looks beautiful, and then like 2 days later, it's like milk.
Yeah,
it's like
that's a bacterial bloom. It's just gonna happen. You got to. I remember the anaconda display.
Yep, the anaconda
was crazy.
And
now
it
started
started
to clear up before the opening.
Yeah, just before. Yeah, it still wasn't crystal clear. Now it's like crystal clear all the time, and same thing with the gator tank and the fish tank didn't go through too much of it, just a little bit of one.
It's weird. It turns into like miso soup after a while.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's good. It tastes like it too. It's the exact same thing. That's how they make miso.
I prefer to wait till after the hours are closed. A couple foot spas in, sucking in those bunions and stuff.
They are good. I tell you, it is good. Everyone should have a fish spa.
Bunions.
Everyone should have a fish spa. But like I said, we're
going
to have
sloth will go in the fish spa.
Oh my God, could you imagine?
Get that?
That would be a banger TikTok video, though.
Yeah,
I know that
would, bro.
Yo, PETA might
get
come
my
after
nails
me for that
did.
shit.
Yeah,
just like
but
what do they eat? What's the diet?
So there's a lot mainly vegetarian. So this particular one likes leaves, a lot of leaves, which is not always like sometimes it's carrots, sometimes it's lettuce and
squash,
roughage,
whatever,
squash,
falafel,
falafel. Oh yeah, chickpea. But this particular one, we have its diet. It's only fed on 3 things its whole life. For 3 years, 3 different things its whole life.
What was it?
I can't remember the 3 to be
Kale.
honest with you. Yeah, I think it was like it was like leaf, kale, and one like squash or something like that. But believe it or not, the other thing is like they eat dirt.
They eat dirt?
Yeah, they eat dirt. So we have to have like a dirt.
Are you for real? A cup of dirt. You're just like,
not a cup of dirt, but no, we're gonna have like
though.
she literally says she goes to Home Depot and buys the dirt from Home Depot without chemicals.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And just
dirt.
literally puts. So we'll have an area.
Spoon feeds it? Like
No,
how does it eat
it just crawls into it and it'll chew on it. Why? I don't know.
It's got to be for digestion, right?
It probably is. Now, the thing that's interesting is that all the other people that I know that keep sloths have never told me that. But then, ironically enough, when she said it, I talked to. Do you remember Mark Rosenthal by any chance?
Sounds crazy familiar.
So he's an animal guy here in Michigan.
Gotcha.
Cool dude. He does magic and rep animals.
Insane.
And he's got like 5 sloths. He's got a whole bunch of other stuff. Been doing it for like 30 years. Really cool,
Sounds like
dude.
a cool
Because
guy.
it's cool because he does magic and
has 5
animals.
sloths.
Yeah, but he has a whole bunch of other stuff too. He's got all kinds of animals. He always has since I was young. And but he does educational shows around Southeast. But he also said his sloths eat dirt. And I had never heard that before. I had never heard it. So we're going to do whatever the expert tell us to do. We're going to learn. I'm sure we'll learn some things as we go and stuff like that. But
that's going to be sweet.
But we'll be set. Within 3 weeks, we'll be set and we'll know what we're doing. And just like anything, you learn and go. So, but like I said, the hardest part I think about the 3.0 is like I said, figuring out what kind of room we're going to need for filtration. How much filtration we're going to need.
It's a lot more complicated than you would probably think. It takes up a lot of space. So you just think, we have this much room, let's get a tank that big.
Right.
Sometimes the filter takes almost that much.
Right. So if I had a 20 foot by 20 foot by, say, 4 foot high.
Yeah. Tank.
Yeah, tank-ish. How much room is that filter going to take up?
It would probably take.
Because I want to squeeze in like 6 inches.
It would probably take less than 6 inches.
Good. That's
usually does.
That's what every girl I've been with has said.
It just depends. You know, everything is kind of custom made. That's what's kind of cool. So like whatever room you have, you can kind of adapt to that.
No, I mean, we'll do whatever we have to do. We have the whole basement to kind of. We have. I think it's
that comes like first, and then anything else can get put in.
We'll be drawing some stuff up. You know.
Yeah, we got a lot to drop. Yeah, between you and Tom.
That's gonna be sweet. That's gonna be a killer result.
Yeah. But like I said, you're definitely gonna have to work with Tom a lot because those guys are like drill holes in the bottom of the tank. Like, I know. You know how they go.
Oh yeah.
They're just like, you're gonna do this.
We've dealt with that.
Yeah, we've dealt with that.
You show up at my shop with a parts list.
Yeah,
I drilled it wrong. I need this.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Still, the Bowser's tank is still a nightmare. You know, we got fluval filters on that thing. It's like it's just like, not that there's anything wrong with fluval filters, but I mean, it definitely is. It's hard to keep that thing clean.
Communication. You gotta make sure you get that with Tom. You know.
Yeah, they just start. They
start drilling. It's done.
Yeah.
Get it.
Yeah. Well, did you know? Speaking of which, I don't know if you could help me with this, but I have a leak in my gator tank.
The tank itself?
But it's actually the waterfall somehow is leaking. There's some kind of something is not containing water.
Yeah, clearly.
But it's not the tank, because what we did was we turned the waterfall off,
and it stopped.
Kept the water at the same level, and we left it that way for like 36 hours, and there was no leaking.
Time for Flex Seal.
Been there, done that.
Tried it, did it. Tried it, did it, didn't work. It actually leaked worse.
Crazy.
Whatever I Flex Sealed.
Flex Seal sponsorship.
Well, weirdly enough, we had it. We were talking with Flex Seal about a brand deal, but now I'm axing them because they didn't fix it. No, they didn't go through with it.
That's a tough one. I have to look at it. It's got to be something. I mean, the water gets in. It's a pinhole. Water's going to find it.
Yeah, and it is literally that little of a leak. I mean, it's
got to be
point
underneath
where,
somewhere.
Yeah, and the problem is we have two. That's the problem. The backside under the waterfall we can get to. I don't see any leaks.
Yeah.
Underneath the tank itself, I can't get to. And that must be where the water is going somehow. But it can't be a seam. It can't be a seam.
Yeah, because you said you shut it off.
Yeah, because we shut it off.
What's one of the cameras they shove in your butt to see if you got cancer?
We got a guy.
Yeah, we got a local guy, a local gastrologist that's going to come over and do both me and
it's a twofer. It's a twofer.
Yeah, if you guys want to come over, he said it's all, we'll put it out on social media. We're going to have a free for all. Anyone that wants to come.
There's got to be a free
line
colonoscopy
up backwards.
day.
Yeah, free. Yeah, why wouldn't there be a free colonoscopy day?
Colon October.
And there we go.
October. Oh my gosh. No, but we do have a local plumber that said that he had a
local plumber.
Well,
he's gonna shove it in there.
He's not gonna put it in my butt. He's putting it in the tank.
Okay.
I don't want.
So who's putting it in your butt?
I know that people can get 2 degrees. Like, I don't know if he was plumber on the fucking in the morning and then the colonoscopy guy at night. I don't know.
Yeah, it's possible.
He midnights as a
now
colonoscopy.
That you fix that leak, could you fix this leak?
Yeah,
exactly. A little anal leakage.
The Her Preacher said, "My city water is super hard. Any tricks to combat that?"
Oh, come to Flint. It's probably worse.
Yeah.
Most city waters, neutral are a little bit hard, but the only thing you can do is there's pH. There's a million chemicals now.
Yeah.
That, besides like natural ways like peat moss and all this stuff, but there's pH up and pH down type stuff sold all day long. You just gotta. Anytime you mess with pH, it's dangerous, but you have to do everything very slow. But if you're just doing it before you put it in the tank, then there's a ton of chemicals out there that do it instantly.
Now, is there some stuff like add some driftwood to bring?
Yeah, stuff. Any natural way of doing it if he can.
Some peat or something like that.
Peat. We used to do that with discus all the time. That was the only way to do it. Know. But now, if you can't do that for whatever reason, then there's different chemicals and stuff like that. These even blocks that slowly dissolve that will lower or lift your pH up.
Gotcha.
Easy stuff.
So there you go. You're all set there, buddy.
And then Melissa says, I just upgraded to a 180-gallon tank for my 16-year-old fish. So this is very interesting to me. Thank you, everybody.
Wow.
16-year-old fish. That's impressive.
That is impressive.
What's your oldest fish?
Some of my koi are around that.
Wow.
Right around that.
You know how long my koi lasts?
A
couple weeks, maybe.
I keep forgetting your pond,
about a summer.
Oh, yeah. No, it's they haven't lasted a summer.
Are the
yet.
birds getting them, or are you just?
Yeah, birds are getting them.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, they can't. I mean, I've never seen a herring in my life in my area. But man, you put that pond out there, they find it.
Yeah,
that's
find
so crazy. They'll
it's
eat
like
them
sushi.
all in one night.
Oh, they just sometimes they just kill them. They don't even eat them.
They're
they
like
just fucking
full, but
kill
they'll
them.
stab them and kill
Yeah,
them.
right
It's
through the
brutal.
head.
Yeah, you'll just find them on the side of the
Those
thing.
things are so
that's
prehistoric, but once they find your pond,
Yeah, you're done. Yeah,
it's over, man.
I don't know. I wanted to put an anaconda out there just so that
see what happens.
Yeah, or maybe an alligator.
What's in there now? Nothing.
There's a lot of algae.
Yeah,
there's a lot of algae, string algae.
A couple lotus.
Yeah,
flowers.
actually, string algae finally died down, and now that the summer days are gone.
You get your cold water tank, or what's
dude,
up with that? You left me that message, man.
Yeah, so I was supposed to get it Wednesday.
Insane.
And it didn't come in Wednesday, and then Lori's out of town.
Yeah.
So and life has been crazy. Obviously, we've got building out here. We've got a million different things going on. So I talked to them yesterday, and they wanted to deliver today. And I was like, yesterday. And I was like, I mean, we had so much going on. I mean, we had deliveries here. We had,
clean the whole basement.
Yeah,
out.
we had to clean the basement. We had events, all kinds of different stuff. So they're delivering Monday.
Sweet.
So Monday I get the cold tub.
So how big is it? Like I can't even.
It's literally just like a one person's, like 6 foot long by whatever. Like you just like sit. It's like a one person deal. But yeah, you can go to 42 degrees up to 108 degrees. So you can make it into a hot tub too if you want. Not like a hot tub for people. It's a therapeutic thing. So basically you got the sauna, which you still have to come check out, dude. That's fucking dope.
So awesome.
And you get out of the sauna and you go into the cold tub.
That's a tough one. I hate the cold, so that's
I know, but it's so
supposed to be real
man.
good for you though.
Yeah.
I know it's got all these different effects on you. It's supposed to be.
The one time I used it, I got sick after.
The cold tub?
Yeah, I literally got sick at Burnsy's place.
Oh, at Burnsy's
Remember that?
place. I'm sure it wasn't from the cold tub, though. I mean, I can't get sick from being cold.
Maybe.
That's a wife's tale. You can't get sick from being cold.
Did you go in the sauna first and then that, or just?
I did it all. I was just like I was going like boop.
Yeah.
boop,
So what
boop,
we were
boop.
doing there, he had like a big cold tub,
Yeah.
that like 6 people could fit into. And and it was like 6 foot deep too, so you couldn't even touch the bottom. So when you jumped in, you were like under,
a pool.
like woo,
and
it was down to like 42 degrees or whatever, and it was terrible.
There's
but
penguins in it and everything. You know?
penguins could literally live in
seriously.
it. Seriously,
Sidney
I mean,
Crosby was down there. I was like, what the fuck?
yeah,
you doing?
what are you living in
doing
there
here?
for? But speaking of penguin, we got of course Patrick Marlowe. Oh shit, I was supposed to call Patrick Marlowe today. Dang
Dude,
it, man,
you
I
keep
Do it
blowing
live.
off.
Yeah, let's do it right now,
do it
dude.
live.
Do it on the air, bro.
Yeah, Patrick Marlowe, call him right now.
Yeah,
Come on.
So
Bert
he
Kreischer
obviously
does
plays
it.
for the Pittsburgh Penguins,
Killer.
and I forgot to call him today.
This is like what, 4 times?
This is
in a
like
row?
the 4th time in the last week I was supposed
Call
to call him.
after.
I feel like a jerk. Sorry, Patrick. I apologize in advance
gets.
for me not being a whatever. But anyways, cold tub comes. You'll have to come hang out, man.
Insane.
Let's take a little
Insane.
dip in that cold tub.
Yeah, and it's interesting because it's salt water or whatever,
Yeah.
right?
So it's like super salt though, isn't
yeah,
it?
I don't even know.
I think it's supposed to be like an insane concentration of salt.
like
That's
the salinity.
makes you
that-
float a
yeah.
little
really
bit.
high, yeah, exactly. Really, really high salinity in it.
Almost like
There
those
you go.
sensory
I know that.
deprivation tanks. They do
Yeah.
that too, so that you float, so you don't feel your body.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Maybe we can.
So
we
let's
can get one of those
let's
too.
talk about music.
Sweet.
So
What
you're
about it?
obviously one of the other things that you'll see when you go to Steve's place is you have like
Yeah.
drums all over the place.
Couple
yeah.
of drum sets. Yeah. they're
Yeah,
pretty
and so
sweet.
you said you just recorded
Yeah, my band Cursed. It's a death
Cursed.
metal band.
death metal.
Hell yeah.
yeah,
For the children, of course.
the
It's
children.
old school death metal, but it's just I play drums, and I can't play drums at my house; they're too loud, and by the time I'm home, it's 2 a.m. or whatever. So there's a lot of kits at the shop. There's all the guitar rig. There's everything there, and that's where we jam. And we just recorded 4 songs a few months ago.
What are you gonna do with them? Are they out? Can people?
They're out. Yeah, they're out.
people-
I think Reverb Nation. If you go to Cursed, I think it's under. I think Jay looked at it. It's under Detroit Death Metal or something like that.
Oh,
But
look
it's,
at this, Detroit. Can you
we
pull that
wrote-
up, Jay?
We
give
wrote
me
the
one second.
song. It's funny.
What was
These songs we wrote them like 20 years ago.
So you're playing with the same guys?
Same guys.
Same guys
Yeah, it's
for
literally
20
like
years.
we didn't play forever. Roy moved away.
Oh, look at this, man.
There it is.
Woo!
That looks evil.
Can we get sound on this, Jay? I don't even
I
know.
don't think so yet, but
sure if
here,
we-
give me 1 second. I
Yeah,
got
let's see
you.
if
We
we
can
can
play
play
it though. It's all good.
Yeah, play Sub-Zero or something.
All right, Sub-Zero.
I can kind of hear it.
I got
you
you. I'm
can
gonna put
hear
my
it.
mic to it. Don't worry.
Oh man, this is old school. This sounds like this is good.
Crazy. I think you'll dig it.
Look at those. Listen to those feet.
Yeah, there's a lot of feet.
Oh,
Pretty crazy.
oh man, Jay, I think you're gonna like
That's
this.
my
man.
shit, bro.
Oh yeah, man, that sounds good, man.
That is
Everyone go
cool.
show
So we
Curse some
kinda-
love.
We kind of reunited, last year, and we decided let's learn those old songs again, and actually we never recorded them.
Right.
So we just got back together, started jamming, and we got like 6-7 new songs now. So we're gonna record those later. It's cool.
You got to come on for like a little bass special.
That's only we don't have a bass.
Let's do it.
Oh, serious?
Swear to God.
Well,
you
got
just found one.
Not
You
even
just
kidding.
found one.
So on those songs,
Dude, I'm ready. Let's go out on tour. Warped Tour next year. They'll be
Let's
back
do it.
out.
That's
You know, I'm good, man. Let's get out on Warped Tour.
Dude, hell yeah,
Bar
bro.
Check tour.
Oh my gosh, could you
sweet.
imagine that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Jeff Death, the guitarist, he played the bass on the recorded the
Jeff
bass.
Death.
Dude,
Well,
great
you can't.
name.
It's a guitar player. You can't play bass. You don't know what the fuck you're doing.
He played it like a
It's too-
guitar.
there's not enough strings.
Yeah, it's
Not enough strings. Come
it
on.
was just
now.
a one-string bass. So it was pretty
I
simple.
only know the one like doom doom
That's
doom
it,
doom
that's
doom
it.
doom.
That's
Does
one of
that
our
play that?
songs.
Does that guy
That's
play
it,
that
yeah.
every? Yeah, like
All you
Speed it up a little bit.
You got that and the Jerry Seinfeld theme song, I think.
Yeah, that. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Most famous bass line ever.
Yeah, it
probably,
really
right?
is, right? It
Crazy
was
it
a good bass line, yeah.
So
but no.
that's my stress relief, you know. That's
Yeah.
it, and just love music, man.
It's kind of like Kevin McCurley from our friend from the company
Nerd.
He's the same thing, you know. He plays guitar though, but he's like that's his like a way to get
That's
his
your
anger out,
Yeah,
you know.
for sure.
And,
Well, you've walked in my shop a bunch, and there'll be
there's a lot,
Slayer
yeah.
or Morbid
Yeah,
Angel
yeah.
playing so loud, and
Yeah.
I close the doors, turn up the music, and I work. You know?
Yeah, it's
Getting
been
that
a
flow
bummer
state.
this year not being able to go to any shows. You know what I
Oh
mean?
man,
It's
that's,
like
you know me, Tanya. You know Tanya. We've been so she probably goes to 50 shows a year, like every metal or rock show, and so that's what we do. And she does more than me, but that's been depressing. Yeah, we used to go to so many shows and no football games. I can't take.
well,
you
yeah,
to a
that's the other
Lions
thing I was
game,
going to
man.
say. Do you think that they're going to start selling tickets to Lions? Have you heard? You're a season ticket holder,
Yeah,
right? And good
yeah.
tickets, by the way. We've
Yeah.
been to your seats; they're
Pretty
crazy.
sweet.
Yeah,
So it's I don't know. I opted out.
You opted out?
I did
Okay.
because it was.
because of Matthew Stafford, or
Oh yeah, it's terrible.
yeah.
It's terrible.
No,
but-
because of COVID. So they were going to charge you, even though there were no games.
So, not really. They gave you an option. It was either like kind of opt out and I don't lose my seats.
Oh, so you can still get them next year.
Yeah. So I still have my seats for next year, and you can either get your money back or just pay for next year or whatever.
Okay.
But the options were like game packet, like a few games you would get. You wouldn't be able to choose your seats. You're not going to be able. You don't know what games or whatever. I don't know what was going on. So I was like, do I really want to go to a Lions game when there's like 5,000 fans?
Right.
Getting in is weird, and you got to wear a mask, and that's just not really my experience for a football game, you know. So I just opted out, you know. I said, screw it. Hopefully, NFL will be normal next year, and the Lions will still suck next year.
Oh, they're going to still suck.
regardless, yeah.
And then the other news
Come on,
is
man.
your other team got stripped of its name.
That's
So
I'm wearing a
What is that?
red-
no, you
the Washington
Oh, what? I don't even know what
football
can't
team
even-
skins. They call
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
Yeah,
Washington-
pigskins. Yeah.
is that what they?
Jesus.
I literally,
Actually,
I'm
no.
so out
What?
of the
Oh,
loop.
yeah.
I don't even
What do
know
they
what's
call it?
going
What
on.
is it called now?
It's,
I know
it's
that
the
they.
Washington football team.
That's what it's called.
That's
the
Yeah.
the
No,
Washington
it's
football
not,
team.
Yeah, it is.
Dude, look it up.
No.
yeah,
Punch
that's-
that up.
I never
Punch
know
that up.
when you're
Punch it up,
shut
Jay.
up.
I don't believe
no,
this shit.
no, it's
Shut your
true.
mouth.
And they just their symbol's just a W now.
It's just a dub. What's a W?
just a
It's
du-
for
for
double-
Washington
Football
football
team.
team versus the Baltimore Ravens, dude.
Wow.
Why couldn't they just come up with a name though?
Because
Are they getting punished for like having that as their name? So they're like, oh, you don't
They
get a
said that-
fucking
I think
action
they said
figure.
that's going to be their temporary name until they think of a name. But then
I think that's Dan Snyder's big FU is what
Snyder
that is.
did kind of say they might keep that name. And
I think that's his big FU
Hell
to like,
yeah.
oh, you don't want the mascot? How
Exactly,
about I
yeah.
just say the football team?
exactly.
Oh my god, that's fucking crazy.
I thought it would have been sweet if it was like the Washington Chaldean skins, but that never.
it never took
That
off.
didn't
either.
work out.
Didn't
work out.
I got
I'm
no
sorry.
reply on that one.
He got. He said no. He didn't.
Well,
So
we're
that's a
bringing it
bummer.
back up. We'll see.
Well, we do know. We
and
do
they
know
suck
some of
too. So my two favorite teams are terrible.
Oh my gosh! Yeah. No, the Wash. Yeah, you've got bad taste.
They had good years when I was in high school.
Yeah, that's why you liked them.
No, I've been
No,
a fan.
but Detroit has never had
forever.
good.
No, Detroit's-
Detroit's never had good years.
No.
No.
Are you for real? The football team? Never.
Well, we won. I think our last title was what 57 before the Super Bowl. Was it 57?
Oh yeah, when they
Yeah.
won, yeah.
Yeah, I think they won in 1957, the
championship.
championship.
Oh my
but
God.
it was before the Super Bowl,
Oh,
so there was no
Super
Super Bowl. It was
It was
just called the
before the-
championship.
Oh,
Yeah, it was
shit.
before
So
the
that's
wheel was
crazy.
invented. It was
Yeah.
before cars. It
We've
was-
literally in that time we've won one playoff game. One playoff game, right? One.
Yeah, and they
It's
went-
since 1957. One playoff game.
It was
bizarre.
the Mike Utley years.
Yep. And then
when
we
he
got
got
blew out the
injured.
then we got blew out the
By
last
the Washington football team.
the Washington football team blew us out the
Yeah.
next game by like 34
it
points.
was it was literally it was like 30-0 in the first
Yeah,
quarter, something
yeah.
like that. And
So yeah, and you have your
even
Detroit
Utley
Lions.
was like, what?
Yeah, Utley.
You
Yeah,
don't
he
remember
could.
the
Yeah, oh
thumbs up
God,
thing?
poor Utley. Yeah, yeah, the
I
poor
know.
guy. We've
It's
had some
sad.
bad luck.
So hopefully we see some football next year, but not this year.
Well, I hope we
I don't
get
know
through
what's
this
going
year.
on.
I hope we get
Yeah,
through this
I
year.
have no clue.
I don't even-
One team just got tested positive, so
Yeah, Tennessee got shut down.
So they moved the game or something like that.
Yeah, they moved game. But who knows? Hopefully it's a weird year, right?
It is
super weird.
I mean, so hopefully we can. I'm just happy we have, anything normal at all right now.
Yeah.
To be totally honest with you.
No, I love watching it.
Yeah.
At least watch it. Yeah.
I barely even notice a difference. Like I really don't notice a difference with the fans not in the stands
So
when
they
I'm
show
watching
the
at
crowd.
home. Like
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
still
they
get
don't show the
into
Well, they
crowd
got the
the
fake
same.
noise.
Yeah, they got the fake
Yeah,
noise.
they
They
did
got
good
the-
with the fake
Yeah,
noise.
it sounds pretty
Yeah, did you
nice.
hear
Still
what they
get
did with
into
that
it.
fake noise, by the way?
No.
They actually took the crowd noise from 5 Maddens, 5 years of Maddens, and they combined them into the sound bites.
Weird.
So it
Pretty
actually
good.
came from a video game. Yeah, so it was pretty interesting that they did
It's
that.
like they
yeah.
can't take a real crowd noise.
Yeah, they can't-
From
no,
a real
they'll just
game.
take it from
The weird
the-
thing is
Take it
it's
from the
probably
game.
is real crowd
Yeah,
noise in
on
the
Madden.
game. So
yeah,
it's
it's
like
probably because Madden
twice
spent
removed.
so much money
Yeah,
to
it's all
engineer,
digital, they can do
to
whatever they want
engineer
to it.
that noise.
You're
They
right.
probably were like, why re-engineer something that's already been engineered?
Yeah,
you
you
know,
could
so.
hear it when watching a Lions game that it's real because you can still hear "You suck."
Stafford.
It's like that is.
please just
real.
win one.
Fire Martha.
Yeah, I don't think even Martha runs the team now, right?
No,
Or
not
does her
anymore.
daughter,
Her daughter,
daughter
yeah.
runs the team? Wow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what a nightmare!
It'd be tough.
Poor
good.
Detroit. Why do we live in Detroit?
We're going through some tough sports times right now.
Yeah, some tough
man.
sports time.
Sports
No, we're
times.
going good. We'll be all right. But yeah, so that's it. I mean, between concerts that we
Yeah,
used to
that
go
was big
to
all the
and
time, man.
Detroit game,
I mean,
games
shit,
to go
we went to a
so-
comedy show once. Joe
yeah, we saw
Rogan.
Joe. Yeah, we saw.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
we went to
sweet,
Joe.
sweet.
These guys hooked us up with Joe
Yeah.
Rogan. Tanya had the hookup, which
Yep.
was awesome. That
That
was
was
really
cool,
good.
yeah.
Yeah,
No,
Oh yeah, well, that's right. That's
that
right.
was before he had $100 million.
That's right.
that was.
That's when he was still like one of us.
It's
a little
before
bit.
he was censored.
Before he was censored. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. What do you think about that? I mean, I think that Joe will stay true to his roots. Don't you think?
I would be amazed if he did. Like to me, it would be. It's just so
Off-brand,
The
yeah.
whole point of him is that.
Yeah.
The whole point is uncensored. He's raw. He's just a normal dude. And then no sense. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
I think that's why he got so big. That's why Spotify paid so much for him.
Yeah.
Why would you change something that's
Right.
it's like why would you change anything at all? I think it's really gonna be a bad thing. I can't
I don't think
Can't
it
imagine him
was,
getting
I don't think
censored,
it's
man.
gonna. Yeah, I think he's just gonna either that or he'll walk away from the deal.
that or money does change people sometimes, but I just don't see it with him.
I don't know about 100. Yeah,
doesn't need
100
it, but
million's
everybody says
tough,
that,
man.
right?
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Yeah, everyone says that, he's making millions.
He's making crazy
He's
money
making
before
millions
Spotify.
before Spotify
Yeah.
a year, but 100 mil is a lot of money.
That changes.
Everyone always says you have morals until you get.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like
But they say
you know,
every man has his price and all that kind of stuff.
and I
too,
think that
whatever.
I think it's true.
Yeah.
I think it is true.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's tough to think that,
Yeah.
right? Like I think like if someone came to me and said,
I'm gonna give you 100 million.
I'm going to give you 100 million, but
Yeah.
I want you to go and start shooting rhinos. I would like to think I'd say no. And, I don't think I would want to
Yeah.
go kill a bunch of rhinos or
Or you
poach
could
rhinos,
say, you know what? Who needs rhinos?
Yeah, they're almost gone
they're
anyways.
so annoying.
One less,
You know what I
one
mean?
less chubby
I'm doing
unicorn.
everybody a favor.
No, I think, but I think something like changing your format is probably not really
Yeah,
the same as
doesn't
killing
make sense.
rhinos.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
No,
false.
the moral thing is a lot smaller, right? With changing your podcast format or something like that. It's not like, a big moral quandary. It's more or less like, hey, do you want to keep doing what you're doing or,
See, this is, I think, where I would, in my opinion, would.
Just why would you change? Like, why would you
Yeah.
take something that's so perfect and why change it? He doesn't
Right.
need
I
to
think
be
the only
changed.
reason that I would consider something like that if I were in his shoes, but it's completely unrelated because I'm not in his shoes. Number one, number two, me and him have a very different idea.
Your shoe size is different.
Yeah, I mean, he's
literally.
he's
Not gonna
got to be
fit.
different. Well, I don't know that, but
Yeah.
like my whole idea in life is a message of like positivity, inspiration, loving animals, loving life, all these types of things. And so if I had the opportunity and someone said, hey, Brian, I want you to change up a little bit, but we're going to reach a massive audience with this change, but your message is still going to be similar, but we want you to change a little bit, I might consider that.
Yeah.
If I thought that the good outweighed the bad.
Yeah,
Whereas
that's
with
a good
him, it's
point.
just literally like you get 100 million and you
Yeah.
might have less people watching you
Sure.
now. Because I got to imagine there's going to be
think so.
less people on Spotify than there are on
For sure.
YouTube.
I mean, he's got a ton of followers, obviously, but I can't imagine every follower is just going to go get a Spotify
account. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you might like him, but not like him that much, you know. And I'm sure he's got his followers that will move over.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure that, 70% of his audience.
I mean, isn't this kind of like
30%.
Howard Stern?
Right.
With what he went to, what he go?
Yeah, XM.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and it's really actually interesting because Howard is kind of not very relevant these days, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I see a lot of Howard's videos that get less views than we get.
Sure.
And I think that's fucking Howard Stern.
I didn't even know he's still doing it.
Yeah, he still does it. He still does it.
That's
every day.
crazy.
I mean, he still
How many
does it.
years has that been on now?
Oh my gosh,
Holy
it's
cow.
got to be 30 years at more or something like that.
Does
But I
it
mean,
from
in
his house
XM, he's
now.
probably been 10 years, 12 years, something like that.
Do you think
But
it has to do with like, I don't know, honestly, a lot of people's opinions like these days have been shifting. So like maybe
He's kind of
like,
old school.
Yeah,
and
like
Rogan is the new Howard. Like
Yeah,
that's
I
what
think
I mean.
you're
It's
right,
kind of
yeah.
like
Synonymous.
It's the next generation time, and it's podcast now, and Rogan is the Howard Stern.
That's why we're podcasting.
Yeah,
because it's
and
time
just-
to podcast.
Yeah.
I just hope he doesn't change at all. I hope it's zero. It should be zero change. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah,
He doesn't.
I think he will. I think it will.
kind
I
of
think
hurt
it-
his branding a little bit. He'll get a lot of people.
I think
Not like
I think
that.
he'll be all right though. Like,
Well, I think it's a bummer when people hate on people that made a lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, he's a sellout.
All the
Well,
time.
not really. He just made a lot of money. That's good for good for him, man. You
They
got to
don't
remember
see
he
all
started.
the years.
Yeah, I mean, he
made nothing.
Yeah, he was Fear Factor, and he was doing comedy shows, 200 comedy shows a year, and then he got the
Prostitute.
Yeah, exactly. That's easy.
yeah, his body.
Maybe.
Just joking. Probably gets
Allegedly.
sued these days.
Yeah, that's true.
Never
What's
mind.
that? Yeah, don't
Just like
believe
making
what
shit
you
up.
said.
Yeah, I said
Great.
that wrong.
Now we're axed.
You're talking
My
shit from
opportunity.
$100 million man.
Canceled.
Yeah.
Not good.
We're all
Actually, the guy
canceled.
that is building our truck is build Joe a Jeep.
Really?
Yeah. You didn't know that?
No.
I don't even know if I'm supposed to say that.
Probably
Sorry,
not.
if James,
sure
if
Joe's
James, if you're
Jeep has gotta
watching,
be
I'm
like-
sorry, dude.
It's got to be a military vessel if it's for Joe, right?
I'm not going to say that he showed me, but he may have showed me,
Oh,
and
shit.
Allegedly.
it was pretty rad.
Does it have a fucking Gatling gun on top?
No. We
Taking
won't
down
say
elk.
anymore. We won't say any more about
It's got
this.
a built-in crossbow.
Yep.
you know.
Yeah.
We'll leave it
Deer,
at that.
deer.
We'll leave it at
Elk.
that.
What's he always shoot? He's always killing elk or something.
He's always killing
No,
something.
elk.
It's either
He-
elk or like Middle Easterns.
What
I
is
don't
it?
know.
Yeah.
Really? What?
He got me once.
Yeah.
Oh,
Got 9 lives though.
oh, it hurts.
But
Yeah.
Mac Lorenzo, he
Yeah,
threw
hey.
$5 just for love.
Hey, thanks, Mac.
Christina Noel says, sending love from Los Angeles.
Hey, what's up in LA? I hope you guys are okay over there. LA is a strange town right now because
Yeah.
they seem to be like on major lockdown, but yet everyone I know is just going about life
Yeah.
as usual.
So weird over there.
Really?
Right now.
Like, I mean, literally everyone I know, every time I talk to them or every Instagram post I see, they're just kind of doing their thing like
Talk
nothing's
to
going
Carrie
on,
during
you
all
know?
this at all, or no?
I haven't talked to Carrie at all, honestly, since this whole thing started. I
Didn't
wanted
he
to
move?
reach
He
out.
got a new house or something.
Yeah,
like that.
he did move, and I just haven't. I wanted to
Yeah.
reach out to him because, of course, before this happened, I was going to try to see if he'd come out because obviously Slayer is
That'd have been
done,
so
and I know that
sweet,
he was supposed to be working on something new, but I'm assuming right now
Yeah,
life has got to be pretty weird for all musicians.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? Like
for sure.
it's got to be really difficult to know
All
what
the
to do.
Roadies,
Yeah.
concert hall. I mean, it's just.
I mean, you think
brutal.
the guys that are like literally have spent like Carrie's one of them that
on
has
the
spent
road.
30 years on the road.
That's it.
Hardly ever, and then all of a sudden to have like the entire
Nothing.
year with nothing.
Like you're on the road, you're in the studio. Then you're on the road, you're in the
Yeah.
studio. That
And then
was-
now it's like, number one, your band retires.
Yeah,
so
there's one.
before I'm sure he
Yeah.
was probably going to, start a new band.
Yeah, the things are
that-
with Phil Ansamo from
Right, yeah.
Pantera. Or whatever,
exactly. That's what I had heard. And
Yeah.
then
Should be brutal.
it'll be awesome.
gonna
It'll
be
be
really
super
sweet.
good, man. But yeah, now they can't even launch really because
Can't do anything.
you can't.
Like
You don't
this
want to
year-
launch an album and then not go on the road.
No.
You know
No,
what I
you
mean?
Can't perform it and don't bands like make all their money on the road? Like that's where you get your
Merchandise.
money.
Merch is
Well,
a big
I think
one.
it's where they promote their stuff. I don't know that they make a lot of money for traveling because it costs so much in
Yeah.
production. I think like maybe the record companies make some money on that stuff. The promotional
Depends on the
companies.
deal too.
Yeah, it
These
depends
days, a
on
lot
the
of them
deal.
just do it themselves and stuff.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah,
Yeah.
But I think that they do make some money, but it's probably like
Not as much as people think.
Yeah, merchandising and the sale of digital and
merchandise
physical.
is huge now.
Yeah, that's what really is probably paying the bills for being on the road. But there's no doubt they're taking huge hits, massive hits. And
they're all doing YouTube videos now. All bands are doing. Yeah. You see it all the time.
Yeah. I mean, YouTube, it's interesting. A lot of people, I saw that Drew Barrymore just started a YouTube channel.
What?
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Yeah, it's so I think people are realizing in this new world that things are changing. Even thinking again,
they even said movies are going to
movies, are going to be changed forever. For because
Why
these
not
studios
come back the way they are.
Yeah, movie studios. I mean, it was funny. I was talking, or I wasn't talking. I watched something a few months back, and they said like, if last year you would have said Disney.
Oh yeah.
Was ever going to hurt for money because Disney had, the Star Wars thing. They had obviously their own franchises with Marvel. They had,
as big as it gets.
Yeah, I mean, all the amusement parks. I mean, everything. They were just like owning the world,
money.
And then all of a sudden, everything they're in is gone. You know what I mean? Like parks are shut down, no more movies. The franchise. I mean, now
they just laid off. I thought they just announced laying off like 28,000 people.
Exactly. And I mean, Disney will be fine.
Yeah, even Mickey Mouse, he's at home.
And Mickey Mouse is gone.
Yeah.
I mean, Laura's been sending me pictures of Mickey on just with the she's got a poster.
He's out on Orange Blossom Trail.
Yeah, he's on Orange Blossom Trail. Mickey's out there saying,
that's where they be.
Need money for weed.
Yeah, right.
Straightforward Mickey.
Selling gator jerky.
Yeah, he's selling gator jerky on the freaking side of the road. Mickey is, but I mean, Disney will be fine. But the point is wow, the landscape changed.
2021 is going to be like insane. I think.
You think it's going to be good? Your prediction?
I think it's going to be good and bad. I think it's going to be unpredictable. I think some companies that were huge might not be huge. I think some companies that were small are going to be huge. I think there's going to be some flip flopping going on.
Yeah, that dichotomy of where we're at, like you said, some industries. It's funny. I have friends that own businesses like you. A bunch of friends that have had the best year they've ever had.
Yeah, it is.
And then I've had other friends that are out of business.
100%, same.
And there's no in between.
That's it.
I mean, it's either you're just surviving or dying, or you're thriving to the point where like what. And then again, when you've had a great year like we've had as well, you go, what's going to happen? Like, how is the winter? Like you said, when winter was summer, is winter going to be winter?
Yeah, I don't know.
Or is winter going to be something completely different?
Is winter going to be summer? Or is winter going to be the same? You just don't know. And that's the thing. Is like I just take it as it comes and you just flow with it.
Yeah. But now you aren't doing any of the shows, right? There's no shows.
Yeah.
No shows.
My whole industry, shut down too. There's no trade shows. I'd see you on a plane sometimes going back. You'd always be going.
Can I tell a plane story that I probably shouldn't tell?
Definitely.
Those are my favorite type of stories.
All right. So
that means you
just by complete coincidence, we're flying down to Playlist Live like 2 years ago, Orlando. And you text me and you're like, hey, I'm on my way down to Orlando. And I'm like, dude, I'm on my way to the airport. And you say, so am I. And I go, you said something like, what flight are you on? I'm like, I'm on Delta Flight 22. And you're like, dude, I'm on Delta Flight 22. And then you said something, and I'm sorry, I'm paraphrasing. I'm sure it is, but it was completely, I'm like, I'm sure we're going to get pulled off by the NSA now. Because you were like, your text was like, I should not say this. I should not say this. I should not say this.
You gotta know me, but it's normal.
The text was, I go. He said it's a direct flight, but we're making a detour to New York City.
Oh
No.
And then you said something about a suicide bomb or something like that. And I was like, we're going to jail right now, right?
But they can hear and see everything, right?
But you're always good for that. I mean, trust me, if the NSA ever saw our text messages,
I wasn't joking though. That's what.
He was going.
That's how I know it's bullshit. You know how they say like, oh, they read every text, every call, they listen in.
How could they? Really?
Well, fuck. Exactly. How could they? Our fucking plane.
I think they could. I think they're not doing it live. I think if they, hey, this guy's an issue or whatever.
Yeah, if you did that,
they can tap into it.
But you sent me a lot of inappropriate text messages.
Most
pictures
are inappropriate.
99%.
Yeah.
I always, as a matter of fact, there's times I have to show Lori because I don't want her to accidentally find our text and then she thinks it's real.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like I'm like, Lori, look at what Steve sent me.
Yeah, just for an alibi.
Just so you know, we aren't getting together and having a naked bonfire out in
next Wednesday.
This is not
it's
happening.
Thursday, but yeah.
Sorry, I forgot. Right,
True.
It is. We have what? Let Roses Burn.
Yeah, Let Roses Burn. She threw 20 just for love.
Hey, thank you. And by the way, Steve, check out this doll right here. Do you see that? Then the end of the table.
I looked at that.
That was she actually made that for me. That's me.
She?
Let Roses Burn.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah, she made that. That's a banana shirt. That's the actual shirt that I have. I wear all the time. And,
yeah, it's shrunk. From
and then RJ, my alligator, missing an arm. So
we got to get some tattoos on those arms, though. Dude.
I know that's the only thing she missed was the tattoos.
Get Bob Tyrell. It'll take about 10 hours.
Yeah, Bob is. You're done with
I'm done with this arm.
Are you going to do more?
I was going to do something on this arm, but more so like more personal. It's not like going to be all fish or something. It's, my dad had, I mean, it's not a long story, but my dad is 94 now, still kicking it.
Wow.
At nuts. And so he has
still working at your shop.
Yeah, he's
still got him cutting acrylic.
Get back to work, Dad.
So slow, guys.
Talk about a sloth. I got
He's about to get fired. You're going to lay that guy off.
You'd think they'd hurry up with the time.
But it's great because I get to I feed him with hummus. I just pay him with hummus.
It's just nice. It works out.
He's got a tattoo that he got in Baghdad of just a real religious cross.
Oh, nice.
So imagine getting a tattoo 70 years ago in Baghdad. So
I
was going to actually replicate that.
That would be dope,
but
dude,
just
seriously.
with his name in the his name and mama, just for as that. But
that is actually super cool, and Bob would kill that for sure.
It would take Bob 3 nights.
3 nights, and you wouldn't start till 1 in the morning.
Good, though, right.
You know, Bob is for people that don't know, later. Bob Tyrell is Bob Tyrell is a legend. We both have your sleeve and my sleeves are done with Bob, and we love him. He's a great guy. I will say the reason I haven't finished my Australian sleeve, and again, if Bob catches wind of this, I apologize. I love you to death, dude. But he has been a little bit too risque recently with the COVID situation. In my sense, he's at the bar a lot. He's I've never seen. I'm sure he's one of those guys.
I know he's still doing tats. I didn't think he was.
Oh, I know he is.
But he is. Yeah.
Oh,
I
he
wasn't
is.
Sure.
But
Bob. Dude, Bob's
I just don't feel comfortable.
Gangster.
I love the dude.
Shit,
one of my favorite people on the planet. But that dude is not giving 2 shits about what's going on.
This
out
guy
there.
lives on the edge every day. Dude.
Yeah. He
every
does.
day.
I guarantee if you asked him what a face mask was, he wouldn't know what you're talking about. Be like, "What? Is
that a new band?"
Yeah, I heard those guys back in the 70s. Crush. Yeah. But yeah, I've seen a lot of pictures on Instagram of him with around a lot of people hugging.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, I don't know that I want a guy to have 12 hours, poking me with a needle right now.
Gotta stay busy, right? But Bob's he's just does his thing.
But I pray for Bob to be good. I hope that he gets through this, and I can't wait to finish my Australian sleeve with him because he's a legend for sure.
It looks so sweet. I mean, what he does, it's worth the pain. It's worth the time with that guy.
And just so you guys know, I mean, this guy is he's called Slow Bob for a reason because he is the slowest, not just tattooer, but the slowest individual you'll ever meet.
Oh, really? Just like normal tasks take him a while
too? This is
not in a hurry.
He's never in a hurry. So this is so I force him to start at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
That's amazing.
He normally never starts till 6 or 7 at night.
Yeah.
But I force him, but it doesn't matter that I force him, right? Because I'm like, I'm going to show up at 1. He's like, all right, man. So I show up. He's literally just waking up. He's got a cup of coffee. He's like, got to take a poop. Then
Feed
about
the squirrels.
Then about an hour or so goes by. We're at 2 now, and then we actually start looking at what we're gonna do slowly. Then we draw it out or whatever. That's another hour and a half. By the time he's printing the template, it's now 5 o'clock.
For sure.
So we've been there 4 hours. We haven't even thought about putting the template on me. Now he's got to take another poop, and he's got to make some chili.
That's poop
He's got to make two poop. He's got to make some chili. He makes some chili. He's got to make some chili, hot chili too. And then finally we're ready to place the tattoo thing on. Right, we get that going. Now he's got to clean his station up for about an hour. We don't start ink until 7 o'clock. So I've been there 6 hours before a needle goes in my arm, and then he is ultra slow at tattooing. But the results are worth it.
That's it.
The results are worth it.
I remember you telling me like that exact story before I got my first one.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, then I'm living it.
Then you're 6 in the morning and you're still like, whoa.
Literally 6 in the morning, we're done. I go home, shower and go to the shop. at 10 nights. I think I spent 10 different nights getting this whole sleep done with them, and every time's the same.
Yeah.
It's the
always.
same shit.
I think the earliest I've ever got out of there is like 4 a.m.
Yeah, same thing.
And I'm not you know me, I'm not a night guy. You know, I don't stay up till 4 a.m. ever.
I mean,
you know?
shit, I can't even anymore.
Yeah, but it's worth it because I mean, he's a great tattooer.
It's
and,
permanent.
And
it's awesome, and he's a legend. And
he is a legend. That's the thing. We're very blessed. I mean, every now and then, I had this happen just about 3 weeks ago at the Reptarium. A guy came in and didn't know me from YouTube or anything. He just came because he heard about the Reptarium, brought his family, and he recognized my arm.
Sweet.
And he's like, "Oh my God, that's Bob Tyrrell's work, right?" I
or
remember.
something,
I followed that on Instagram.
That's
you know,
awesome.
so I still. It doesn't happen often, but every now and then I get stopped for my arm, not because of the artwork, but because they know who it was from.
That's awesome.
So like I remember that from his Instagram.
He's got a big following. The guy's he's the man.
He's a legend.
And his dad was a legend as well.
He's a great. His dad's an artist, like unbelievable. But just going through the process. But I do want to get this this done.
It's painful, but it's worth it.
Yeah, and I've told people that once I get my arm, my Australian arm, I'm going to then go to tattoo collecting. So I want to, I want to start collecting tattoos from famous artists.
Yep.
You know, doing like all famous artists.
And you would fly somewhere and get it done, right?
Oh my gosh!
I always thought that'd be the coolest thing is get the master at whatever he does and
at his place. Yeah,
that's the ultimate. I think that'd be sweet.
And the thing that's nice is because we're friends with Bob now, we can get in with everybody else. Paul Booth and Nico Hurtado, and I mean all the legends of the tattoo world. We can actually get tattoos because Bob just puts one phone call in.
It's that door we opened, you know, where get past that door.
Yeah, and that door started with Slayer.
It did because Bob was backstage with Slayer.
Backstage with Slayer,
every time.
First time I met him. 13-year-old front row concert seat.
Yep, from 13 years old in the front row, and then we're hanging out with Bob Tyrrell backstage with Slayer.
Is
so crazy, dude.
Just think about it, man. Slayer, 30 years later.
I know. It is going to be really difficult to imagine that, like, Slayer's done.
Well, it's going to be weird watching Carrie and Paul and them playing with a different lead singer too, you know, in a different, because he's going to keep playing. And it's
like now is Gary going to stick with them or no? Or
I don't know. I don't know if Holt's going to do it. I mean, Bob would probably know.
Yeah, because Gary is Gary Holt's
real good friends. But
it's interesting because that's the only, really when Slayer retired, just Tom Araya. Tom retired.
Exactly,
he was done. Not you know the rest of the band.
Tom was done years ago.
Tom was done. Yeah, I guess you know when James Henneman died, he wanted to stop.
That was it.
You know, and then they kind of didn't force him, but talked him into going one more round.
And I'm gonna imagine that money wise, it was probably a good decision to stay for because they probably made more money as Slayer the last 5 years.
Isn't that wild? Because they were
than the 25 years before that.
Yeah, because they were such an underground band for most of their career, playing like small gigs, 100%. Man.
They're like the anti-Metallica, but
so right,
Yeah, and then all of a sudden they blew up in the end. It became rappers started listening to. You told me that, right, Noah?
Rocking the clothes.
I thought that rappers were rocking Slayer clothes and stuff like that, which is crazy.
You know what happened? They had a Supreme drop. I don't know, like back in like 2016, the company Supreme, like they made a collaboration and they dedicated almost an entire week of their clothing drop to the band Slayer.
That's amazing.
And so all these rappers were like,
they're the most mainstream underground band.
Death metal.
Death metal, that in history, I would say.
I agree.
So, I think everyone knows the name Slayer. You say it.
You go to a Slayer concert, you're seeing little kid and you're seeing grandpas and they rain of blood.
You know what really changed too is that like back in the day when you saw Slayers, it was all a bunch of deathcore, hard metal, tattooed long hair. Now it's like 50% are like young women.
Yeah, there's a lot.
It's really bizarre. You don't think like
you're
like
right.
that. Like a John Bon Jovi concert back in the day was like that was. But then you also have the 50-year-old women in spandex still.
For sure.
Jiggling.
Yeah, it's still
but
going.
15, 20 years ago, I mean, the Slayer's pits were like
murder.
They were. Yeah, you're gonna die.
Those were like Pantera and Slayer had the most brutal pits I've ever been in. Like you're literally breaking teeth and breaking arms.
I told Jay just the other day I saw Slipknot at Harpo's.
Oh man!
And that was the craziest pit I've ever been in. I was in the pit, and the guy next to me.
Snake pit.
Remember how there was like the two tiers at Harpo's where there's like the main floor and then a little tier.
Yeah.
Someone threw a metal garbage can from the upper tier to the guy, hit the guy right next to me in the head, and just blood just started spurting everywhere. I mean, that dude legitimately at least 50 stitches in his head.
For sure.
And it was like nothing. I mean, that just was like what it was about, man.
And no one even blinked.
Yeah, like everyone's just
Harpo's has seen a lot of blood, dude.
Oh my gosh, man.
That was the only place you could go if you listen to death metal or crazy metal. I went to Harpo's 50 times.
I saw Slayer there a number of times.
I saw Slayer
there a number of times at Harpo's.
Jägermeister tour.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Hatebreed, Slayer, and all that stuff.
Hatebreed, oh my gosh.
But if you're listening to like Deicide and Morbid Angel and like, you could only go to Harpo's. They're not playing any other venues, man.
No,
and they were brutal. You'd see people. I mean, ambulance would come. People getting pulled out.
Every
blood
show.
all over the place. Like, it's brutal.
Yeah, believe it or not, the first time I ever saw Slayer was. Do you remember a bar called Blondie's?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was legitimately. I'm not kidding you. You could not fit 200 people in this place. You couldn't fit 200 people in Slayer. Stop there. St. Merciful Fate was there. Megadeth was there.
That's awesome.
I mean, it's crazy the bands that used to go to this literally
Adele
bar that was like,
there.
Adele played there.
Justin
Bieber.
Bieber.
Yeah. Drake was just there last
Drake
week.
Was there. Went from the Bellagio to there, bro.
From the Bellagio.
You still had some tickets available, from what I understand.
yeah. They only sold three.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! But no, it's it's crazy, man.
It's a different world, man. It's a different world now, for sure.
We're gonna get back to it. Lori's into country music.
Who isn't?
Yeah. I mean, I know that's all I listen to nowadays. But but she's bumming because now I do radio I do some radio stuff at a country station, and so now we get free tickets to all the concerts, all the country concerts.
You're going,
but there's
all
no
of them,
country.
dude.
Yeah, next summer if there's concerts, I'm gonna have cowboy boots. I want the biggest belt.
You already got the big hat.
I'm gonna make you one. I'm gonna laser you one.
Laser me a huge belt buckle. I want it to be like literally huge.
It's just gonna say sell out.
Yeah, we got that. Jay and I bought this huge cowboy hat in Texas last time, so
that's insane.
It's going to be a good yeehaw.
It's going to be a good yeehaw
I don't know if
year.
I could stand a country con. I think 10 minutes in, I'm out.
I've only been to one. Well, no, I went to two. I've been to three actually, but to one band. Florida Georgia Line actually was good. I'm not going to kid you. It was actually a good concert.
They sell out. Those are huge concerts. Country is massive.
Oh, they're
stadium country. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, but they're kind of like rock country.
Oh yeah.
Like almost like Kid Rockish a little bit.
So many jeans.
All
the jeans.
Lots of trucks.
Tons of trucks.
Yeah, lots of trucks. Lots of getting sideways.
Lots of cousin
you getting sideways on a Saturday night.
Then you're at a country show.
They're selling shirts in like the hay they hold.
Oh, they got the hay.
Yeah, lots of Bud Light.
But I will say I enjoyed Florida Georgia Line. Then I went to a Sam Hunt concert. Didn't enjoy that too much. I didn't enjoy that too much. I went there.
Like the kind of songs we're listening
to.
With
Lori?
I went with Lori. Actually, that was nice. StubHub actually paid us to go. Yeah, so they gave us tickets. They gave us sweet tickets, and they gave us money to go to just do a brand deal with them.
Cool.
Lori was super, super happy about it, and I just had to do some Instagram shout-outs. That was it.
Sweet.
Didn't have to do any vlogging or anything like that.
Awesome.
Just some Instagram shout-outs, and it was great tickets. I mean, it was, and I struggled.
Just standing there
I
going,
struggled,
shit.
man. I struggled. I was like, this is not. I mean, it was.
Tough.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a long night. Isn't it a long night when you're at a
Yeah.
concert you don't want to be at?
Yeah.
It's a long night. Dude.
Oh
yeah.
I mean, it's hard when you see like people's heads getting busted open at Slayer concerts, and then you just go to this
Sam
acoustic
Hunt.
stroll.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're like, what is
totally
this?
Yeah.
They're big shows.
My pickup truck.
Yeah.
Getting drunk on a Saturday night.
My cousin looks so good.
I got sideways. Every
There's
single
always
song
a dog
has those
dying.
strings.
There's always a dog dying.
Yeah.
It's like,
I mean, listen, I'm not making fun of country. I obviously,
I am.
I'm affiliated with the country
Same.
thing, and I appreciate country for what it is. And I love, by the way, the two hosts that are so kind to me.
How often are you doing that?
Just once a week.
Oh, that's dope.
But they are the greatest people on the planet. I mean, they're super, super dope people. And
The
I can't be more.
greatest?
Well, I think they're wonderful. Maybe not the greatest, but I think they're wonderful.
Oh, okay.
If I had to choose between them and Mother Teresa, I would choose
Mother
them.
Teresa?
I agree.
Yeah,
That was
would
the
choose them.
choice.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Definitely picking her.
It's a
Yeah.
tough one.
You're picking Mother Teresa?
Yeah. She's beautiful.
She is?
I'm
Can we pull up a picture of Mother Teresa and
course
just
we
show
can, dude.
show
old Noah.
Noah what Mother Teresa looks
I mean,
like?
I know what she looks like.
If somebody's first name is Mother, I mean,
Yeah.
Dude.
I mean, don't get me wrong. She's a beautiful woman in the
that.
sense that her 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 heart
gorgeous.
is amazing. She's done this in
at
all
that
seriously. She's
skin.
done so many amazing things
it's
for
a
the
real
world.
woman right there.
She's done so many amazing things for the world. I would never make fun of her ever.
No,
But,
I mean, I wonder what her skincare routine is. It looks great.
Vaseline.
You're going to hell right now. You're going right to hell.
We've been there. Teeth too, so
those are OGs for sure.
You're going to hell.
Hey, I've already been there. It's all right.
Yeah. So thanks for coming, by the way, because I know you work constantly. I mean, to get a Saturday night off, I mean, I've been asking you every week forever. I knew I'd eventually wear you out.
Yeah, every week I get that text. Come on, man, it's going to be a blast. I'm like, no. I'm doing this. No, I mean, it's just, I got to do it. I don't mind doing it. You know, I'm not the best. I'm actually gluing sumps with my feet right now, so I'm still working.
Still working. Yeah,
you just can't see it right now. But,
we've got 14 sumps sitting in the hallway.
I'm sure it won't be the last time. I just got to get used to it.
Yeah, no, it's great. I mean, like I said, I love the podcast thing. It's great, and I think that
this room is baller.
Yeah, and like you said when you first walked in, you said, if I can impress you, it's impressive because you have a high level of I'm telling you,
African spear right there.
Yeah, that's actually from
Africa.
Like the 50s or something like that from Africa. That's definitely his great grandfather.
There's got to be some DNA on there somewhere.
There is. That killed actually the last white rhino.
Yeah, that was the one we brought with us.
It's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube.
Link in the description.
Check that out.
Do we have any last minute things here, Jay?
We got just one more from Lucas that says, "Love all the work you do, Brian. Keep the work up."
Hey, thank you, Lucas.
Awesome.
Cool.
Well, listen, man, I appreciate again you coming out. It was so dope, dude, and you're always welcome to come out again. I can't wait till we can get to some concerts and some Lions games again in the future.
Sure. 3.0 is going to be exciting.
That's going to be a big one, obviously, and you're going to be a very vital role in that one because that's going to be a monster engineering feat, and like I said, there's some potentially exciting news that I'll share in the future with that.
But what big feat have we not accomplished to date? So it's just another one. Another one, man.
Oh, it'll be great, man. It'll be good. And I really do I believe in my heart that in the future there'll be a huge aquarium. There'll be a huge aquarium and reptarium in the city of Detroit. Downtown Detroit. Detroit. Ideally right on the river.
Oh my God. Please do this for us, dude.
So I mean that's It'll happen. It'll happen if it's meant to be, and I think it is going to be meant to be. I think it's going to be. Listen, every pretty major city has a dope aquarium, and Detroit needs tourism more than anything.
I mean, it tells you how popular aquariums are. Aquatics is, the sea lifes and all these, all over the place, and they're slammed.
Yeah, so Sea Life is it's owned by the second largest company. Amusement company next to Disney.
Yeah, really? That's just like a small little aquarium, and it's packed, and it tells you, people want it, that the city has to want it too, and everybody's got to kind of come together and get it done.
Well, I've got the connections with the people, from the city standpoint.
It's a lot of red tape in Detroit, you know what I mean?
The people I know, it's pretty easy to get through that red tape, thankfully. That's what they do. That's what they do is get through the red tape. Yeah. So I've already talked to them. Obviously right now is not the time to do something like that, but we as a matter of fact, the guy that, without spilling all the beans, the guy that could make all this happen has been to the Reptarium with his family and kind of saw what we do here. And so we had some meetings, but then obviously the world changed.
And places like this, and they came to my shop with the coral, it kind of starts that fire into people that can, we see it now. This is real.
To them, they're a company that, they just built the $100 million practice facility for the Pistons, and they own the Fisher building, they own the actual building itself. They own about a third of the city of Detroit, this company. And all they do is develop. They don't care what it is. They just want to develop it. Exactly. But the one thing that they said is that Detroit coming back, I mean, everything's a little bit stalled right now, but Detroit was coming back hardcore. One of the fastest growing cities in the country.
Look what houses and condos cost down there now.
Yeah. I mean, that will come back once, people get back to work and all these other things. Because right now the city's hurting because a lot of the buildings are empty. Because people they're working from home. Yeah. But that'll all come back and the restaurants will start booming and stuff. But the one thing that they were missing, this company had told me, is that, we've got gambling, we've got sports, all the sports are down there. We've got music theater, we've got all this stuff.
Shopping.
But we don't, shopping is coming in down there. Restaurants are great down there. But the one thing, museums, but the one thing they looting. Lacking, looting is, but one thing that they were lacking was, was tourism stuff. People that would come to the city for an event, and that's where zoos and aquariums and our zoo, the Detroit Zoo, is in Royal Oak, which is 25 minutes away from the city. So it's not, no one's going to that, and they don't have anything. So they're looking for downtown stuff, and I think we were really on pace to potentially do something there. And then the C word hit, and things got derailed. But I think that avenue, that avenue is still there. It's still open.
For sure.
And when the right time hits, we'll attack it.
It's gonna be sweet. It'll be the Bashy bar check.
Yes, the
bass check.
Yeah, the bass check.
check.
Bass check. Yeah.
If anybody can do it, we'll do it.
We will.
Definitely want to, and we definitely will. We just
it'll be dope, man. Like I said, I think it will happen. There's no way in life that's going to happen that me and you aren't going to have something badass together. It's just impossible.
Sure.
I mean, we've already done some things, but it's
next level
plenty more
stuff.
to come.
Bringing Pet Vendor 2.
Yeah,
Pet Vendor
3.0.
Pet Vendor 3.0, exactly.
Someone was just talking about that the other day. They're
Sorry.
like, you should open up a pet shop, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I would never open up a pet shop ever in my life. You couldn't pay me to open up a pet shop.
Literally.
Although we would do really well, right, Jay? Because we got at least 10, 12 people a week that want to come and buy light bulbs,
rats, frozen rats. They're like coming to the back of the Reptarian. They're like, can I get a frozen rat?
Can we get some rats?
Trying to buy a chameleon. I'll take that guy.
Honestly, there was this old guy coming in. He was like, hey, did you guys sell alligators? I'm like,
oh yeah, that's right. I remember that.
No.
He's like, yeah, I want to get an alligator.
American alligator.
We don't sell alligators.
I bet you're always going to get those characters, man.
Yeah, but I would never want a pet shop. I mean, not that. Hey, God bless everyone that has pet shops and people that are aspiring to have a pet shop. That's awesome too.
Yeah, do it.
But for me, no, thank you.
Been there.
Love your vids, man. Was that already a chat?
No, it's a new one.
Hey, Douglas.
Says Douglas said, love your vids. Will visit from Kentucky one day. Hi, Noah.
What's up? What's up? That's cool. Well, anyways, guys, I appreciate it. It's awesome having you out, dude.
Anytime,
this has been a ton of fun. It's one I've been looking forward
Thanks
to.
for having me. I appreciate
oh my God, this is great. So
go buy a fish tank.
Yeah, go buy a fish tank. Definitely check out Bashy Aquatics. You can check them out. We'll put links in the description as well. Any love there if you need life support. You can find the retailers that are have his product out there. We'll be doing tons more stuff in the future. That's for sure. And I think over the next few weeks we have some pretty cool stuff. We have cryptozoologist coming in. We have Will Nace is going to be on. Brian Cusco. We've got Elise hopefully from Vegas, the Pyro chick, as I like to call her.
Super Bowl champion.
Super Bowl champion, Pittsburgh Steelers coming on. So these are all coming up in future Saturday night podcasts. So definitely make sure to subscribe, turn your post notifications on. You can check us out on Spotify as well as Apple Podcasts and Clips channel that Noah runs.
Clips channel. Subscribe.
So please show that some love. And so that's it. You guys have a good night. So we'll see you. Thanks, brother.
Be good.
All right,
See you on Wednesday.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye. Awesome. Thanks,
Crazy.
dude. That was beautiful, man. That was fun. What do you think?
I'm not done. I'm gonna do a little.